Okay. Oh, I gotta bring my microphone closer. I'm a little quiet. Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday? Thursday night. I'm not used to streaming on a Thursday. I'm used to it being Friday where I don't have any work tomorrow. But alas, I have so much work and I have to get up at probably 5:30. It's gonna be a hard day tomorrow. But tonight we're gonna be playing some Lock and Key, a Magical Girl mystery. Some of you might have seen me play the demo last Saturday, I believe it was, and I really enjoyed it. And the devs were nice enough to share a Steam key with me to play the game, the full game. I took a bit of time today before I started streaming to just kind of open the game, start a new game, and get to the point where I left off in the demo. Because I tried loading my save from the demo and it didn't seem to carry over. So, I should be all caught up now. So anything past this point should be fully post-demo kind of content. Yay, stream! Just getting some food together. Oh, hell yeah! Well, I know you'll like this, Guru, because you watched the demo. You watched some of the demo. Hope you enjoy. What are you having for dinner? I made that, what am I saying? Aries made that beef saburo dish that Corin shared. It's quite good. I liked it. So we had that for dinner. Now, the part that I'm at in the game doesn't seem to have audio, so I'm just gonna see when I hear audio. I'm just gonna check my... I'll check over to see if OBS is capturing audio. It should, but we'll see. Oh, look at me. There I am in the corner. That's me in the spotlight. Losing to a pigeon. Okay, so this is officially after everything that... basically after where the demo ended. So we've gone to a Fade to Black. The girls have gone home. Actually, as a quick recap, the ending of the demo landed on the two married... The married couple. The kind of almost retired magical girls swooping in to save a younger magical girl from a consumed beast. And then said girl has asked them to be her mentor, both of them. So one of them was kind of reluctant about it. The other one said, "No, we should try it." So they are her mentors and teaching her how to be a magical girl. And I think that's where we're catching up on. Oh, you did too. Nice. Frozen dinner. I'm so exhausted from work. Oh, I feel that. My God. Oh, evidently after I yawned, I feel that. After work, I had some errands that I ran, and I was trying so desperately to get back home in time just because I was like, I want to eat dinner, and I want to have time to just chill before stream, because I had to go to the library to pick up some stuff after work. I picked up a movie, actually. I picked up that new Death of a Unicorn movie, which should be very silly. And then I walked to the grocery store, which was a good 25-minute walk, to pick up medication at the pharmacy and birthday cards for my brother and my dad, and then a couple ingredients for a dessert we gotta make, because this weekend it's Canadian Thanksgiving, so we're on dessert duty at some point. And yeah, and then I walked home from there, which was another 20 minutes, so I'm all walked out. You better not be pushing yourself too hard. End stream early if you need to. Thank you, friend. If I get too tired, I will, but we'll see. I'm fed, I'm rested, and I am looking forward to more of this game, so. Guru said, yeah, mentor and definitely not adopted parents. Definitely not. They didn't adopt a child. Oh, fake Thanksgiving. Fake Thanksgiving? Fuck you! Look forward to pics. I'll probably take pics of some food. I don't usually, but it's nice. It'll be nice to see. And it's right before my mom goes on her trip, so it'll be nice. I'm not yawning, you're yawning. We'll have a nice little dinner before she goes on her trip, so. Yeah. Anyway, yes. Let us continue the game. That's how I get canceled in Canada, says Guru. Not allowed. Not allowed back in. Well, back in? Not allowed in. Alright. I don't even remember what the main girl's... what the detective's name is, but anyway. She had a slightly deeper voice that I gave her. Setting ourselves up as Ruby's after-school tutors was a lot easier than I'd expected it to be. All I'd had to do was lift a couple official documents from her school to mail to her parents, and after a brief meeting with them, they went away believing we were just a couple of math experts. I kinda wish we'd picked a different lie, though. I'm awful at math, but at least it's a lot more believable than telling them we're gonna be teaching their daughter how to fight monsters. Things should have gone off without a hitch, but as soon as Sherry finished moving the couches and setting aside the coffee tables, after promising she'd put them back exactly the way they were, to create a sparring space, we realized one major problem we had on our hands. It's already 5:45, and Ruby isn't here. Uh-oh. No music yet. We agreed on 4:30, right? Oh, she's probably just running late. You know how the trains are in the afternoon? I hope you're right. Sherry, that was her name. I just can't help wondering if she may have gotten cold feet. Honestly, I'd be a little nervous if I was her, too. Working with other magic girls always makes it feel a bit more real. I look over at the apple slices and juice I'd prepared for us. Cute. It's a classic set of refreshments, the same kind I used to bring Sherry after her games. Healthy. Oh, I'm sorry. This must be, my wife. Yes. I look over at the apple slices and juice I prepared for us. It's a classic set of refreshments, the same kind I used to bring Sherry after her games. Healthy, refreshing, and with an acceptable level of sugar as a fun little boost. It doesn't involve much cooking, but there's still a bit of artistry to the presentation. The slices taste perfectly fine even after they've browned a bit, but the vibrant appearance of freshness can have a mental impact on whoever eats it. When it looks fresh, it feels fresh. At least Sherry will appreciate them. Finally, after 15... I'm just going to assume this is coming from the other girl now for the narrative, which actually would be interesting. Finally, after another 15 minutes, the doorbell rings. As soon as it does, I can feel my confidence start to waver. I was so excited to try my hand at being a teacher, but what if I'm no good? What if I'm too rusty or too old or... Hey, babe. She puts a hand on my shoulder and gives me a reassuring smile. And just like that, I'm grounded again. Cute. You gonna be okay? Yeah, I think so, at least. I believe in you. She lets go of my shoulder and heads to the door, opening it to be greeted by a sullen-looking Ruby. Or maybe a trying-to-be-cool Ruby? I can't really tell, but I feel like it's the latter. I feel like we should be hearing some music here. I might actually save and reload. Ruby, hey, come in. There's the music. Just took a little bit. There we go. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. There you go. They're so adorable together. I agree. I love them so much. Hello, my mentors. Forgive my lateness, but I wanted to wait until the sun dipped lower in the sky. I fight better in darkness, you see. Is that right? We magical girls are creatures of the night, are we not? To train, I must be able to draw my strength from that very night. Of course we are. Isn't that right, dear? I look over to Sherry, raising my eyebrows in a gesture that I hope communicates, please play along. Oh, yeah, sure. For sure. Ruby, creature of the night. Gotcha. Ruby steps inside, flourishing dramatically. After tonight, I know I'll be ready to defeat the forces of darkness that threaten our city like a true hero of the night. I won't fail again. That's wonderful, honey. I'm sure you'll be great. Now, would you like some apple slices before we get started? Yes, please. I hold out the plate for her, Sherry swooping over as soon as she has a chance to grab some as well. It isn't long until they devour the whole tray. Ruby takes a drink of her juice before looking up at me, still avoiding eye contact. Thank you, Mrs. Cohen. Just Keely is fine. Mrs. Cohen makes you sound like an old lady. Oh, right, sorry. Her voice lacks that usual edge or confidence when she gets like this. Hopefully Sherry and I can help her strike a balance between her insecurity and her, nightshade. So, ready to get started? Of course! I've spent the time since our last meeting honing my killer instinct for this training session. I don't think we're going to be doing any killing today, honey.
Ah, yes, of course. Clearly. But one must always be prepared to unleash that instinct in the moment, yes?
Sure. Sherry coughs awkwardly before gesturing to the sparring space. Why don't you go ahead and join me over there? We can start with basic combat training.
Excellent. I look forward to your instruction.
Ruby enters the sparring ring with Sherry, who starts to teach her the basics of hand-to-hand combat and defensive maneuvers. I watch them practice core moves, occasionally offering some advice from the sidelines. Don't forget the uppercut, sweetie! Oh, good call. Thank you, babe. Happy to help. Maybe this. We could focus on a specialization for her. You wanna take over that? I nod and take my place in the sparring ring as Sherry collapses on the couch. I get ready to start my routine, but I hesitate when I look Ruby in the eye. She's breathing hard and her stance is starting to slip. She's holding herself up well, but the exhaustion is clear as day on her face. I relax my stance. Talking over strategy would probably be better for her right now. Actually, Ruby, why don't you sit down for a minute? I'll grab you some water and then we can talk strategy for a bit.
I don't need a break. The power of the night can't be exhausted by simple exercises.
Ruby, a little water isn't going to diminish the power of the night. Take a seat. Ruby looks away, embarrassed.
Yes, ma'am.
She plops down in a chair while Sherry looks over at me and scratches the back of her neck. I know she's worried about being too much of a taskmaster with this stuff, but I don't think she's being too harsh there. I'll remind her of that later. For now, I fill up glasses of water for all of us, then bring them over and sit down next to Sherry. All right, Ruby, are you ready to talk about specialization?
What do you mean?
Well, as important as it is to know how to both attack and defend, it's important to be able to prioritize one or the other in specific situations. That applies to offensive or defensive mindsets as well.
Yes, of course. I understand completely.
She clearly doesn't, but I can tell she's at least getting there. Well, let me give you an example. Say you come across a very intimidating-looking consume that's in the process of attacking an innocent person. The consume looks at you and gets ready to fight, but it's still got its victim in its grasp. You don't know what kind of attack it's getting ready to throw at you. In a situation like this, you should take the attack head-on for a better shot at freeing the victim, take cover for a better shot at killing the consumed, and staying safe. Freeing the victim.
I see. Then I will unleash the power of the night to defend the innocent.
Exactly. I'm sure you'll do great. I look to Sherry and she nods in agreement. Situations like this are always a tough call, but the two of us have been through enough to give a definite answer to the question. Hopefully Ruby's able to take it to heart. Okay, next one. You're crossing from rooftop to rooftop and you come across two paths. We go through the remaining questions without issue. Despite her situation when we first met her, she nails almost every single one of my scenarios. Hey Erasmo, I'm doing well. How about you? With a bit more combat training, she's got potential to be at the top of her game. It's getting a bit late, but maybe we got some time to squeeze in one more sparring session. I'm about to ask Sherry if she's up to that when a sudden sound from the kitchen makes all three of us jump.
Damn, you girls are crushing the whole teacher thing. You ought to start a magical girl training center or something. I guarantee that'll bring in a lot more than being a super sleuth does.
We whirl around to find Nina sitting at the kitchen table, helping herself to one of the juice boxes from earlier. Come on, Nina. What did we say about unannounced visits? Oh, please, Cher. Don't act like you aren't always psyched to be blessed by my charming presence. I can't help giggling while I look at Sherry's stern expression, as if she could actually be mad at Nina for long. I suppose this is as good a time for introductions as any, at least. Ruby, this is... I look back to see Ruby staring at Nina with wide eyes and jaw nearly on the floor. Yes? Nina giggles, clearly used to this kind of reaction. Nina? Nina Alencar? That's my name, don't wear it out. Oh my... Did it! I really did it. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh my god. I love this. She's so excited. Look at her go. You know, I get the feeling that you may have heard of me before. I'm a butcher apart. No, she's so excited. Look at her. Ruby jumps up, a shaky grin on her face. Yes, like, we Stan Eternal? Stan? Oh, Wig? Wig? I've got, like,
every album of yours. I can't believe that you're a magical girl? Well, it's not the kind of tea I prefer to spill, obviously. Sherry, please don't, or no, that is Sherry. Please don't spill anything in my house. Nina holds her hand to her chin, chuckling. Oh, Sherry, you do have no idea what you're talking about, do you? That's not true. I get it. Ruby stands you. It's the opposite of not being able to stand you. It makes perfect sense. It's actually Stan, Mrs. Cohen. I'm glad somebody here knows what it's like to be hip. I'm definitely confused by what the two of them are saying, but I'm even more confused by Ruby's fascination with Nina. I figured a girl like her listened to music that was a bit more, dark. Edgy. When they said they had a friend named Nina, I had no idea that they meant the Nina. Oh, you two are in so much trouble for not talking about it before I met your student. Not to mention knowing nothing about slang. And again, I'm not surprised someone so technologically illiterate isn't up on the latest trends. We're not that technologically illiterate. We know as much as we need to know. I don't see how wigs or stands are gonna come up on the job. You never know, Cher. You never know. She turns away from us, smiling at Ruby again. Ruby, right? What's your name? That's your name? Yes, ma'am. I mean, yes. I see that we're definitely past the nightshade zone. Maybe that's a good thing. Well, it's good to meet you, Ruby. Hope we can have a chance to work together sometime. Yes, please. I mean, I look forward to it. Of course you are. I'm me, after all. That's for you, too. She turns to us and gives us a quick wave. Let's plan a hunting trip soon, okay? Maybe then you'll learn what social media is. Toodles! She literally just came in to say hi, drink a juice box, and just fucking dipped. And like that, she's gone. Didn't even get a chance to ask why she showed up in the first place. So, I guess maybe we should call it for the day. I look over to Ruby, who's still clearly starstruck. That's probably for the best. Maybe we can pick it up again tomorrow afternoon? Ruby shakes her head rapidly and rubs her eyes before nodding. Yes, of course! I will return to learn more of the powers of the night. Tomorrow. That sounds lovely, honey. I guess Nightshade can make a pretty quick recovery. At least she can zone back in when she's around Nina, too. Sherry heads for the door, reaching for her jacket. You need a ride home? That won't be necessary. The rooftops will be more than sufficient for me. Just make sure you don't get seen, alright? Not to worry. The night is my ally. Right, totally. With another wave, Ruby departs for home. Sherry closes the door behind her, letting out a long breath. That went well, I think. I'd say it went about 90% well. Or whatever percent we did before Nina showed up. Sherry rubs her chin as I start to move our furniture back into place. I'm sure she'd be happy to help, but bless her heart, she always ends up with things a little off. Oh, that's so cute. It's not a big deal, not really, but I just like it when things are in the exact right place. Ruru says, quote, "Oh dang, you know what I have a craving for? Juice! Oh, and I know just where I can get some." Yeah, 100%, that's Nina's whole thing. Everything perfectly arranged and perfectly designed. A nice, neat, and ideal home. Makes me feel happier, makes me feel even happier here. And even if she doesn't quite get it, I'm sure it does the same for my Cher Bear. Wonder why she showed up anyway. You know her. Having a reason for things has never been her strong suit. I guess. Better not be trying to help out with Ruby's training, though. I'll have to spend my afternoons listening to internet slang. I'm gonna go nuts. We can always try to learn a bit of it, sweetie. I'm still trying to get a handle on slang for when we were in high school. It'll be a long time before I can figure out what wigs have to do with anything. That's not very tubular of you, dear. She laughs as I finish, moving everything back to its perfect place. There's that lovely feeling of familiarity again. It's odd, though. The familiarity feels a bit different. Is that right? No, it's nothing so contradictory. It's expanded. Oh, nothing. I'm just reminiscing. Oh, wow, this language. That's not very tubular of you, dear. I love it so much. That's right. There's something more. Oh? You're gonna be a star someday. I just know it. Sold out concerts and all.
It's probably that's probably their friend. I made it sound like they were some, like, movie producer.
Stop it. You're gonna make me blush. That starstruck feeling. The gentle affection for the girl looking up to her. I've seen Nina act that way before. Sing for me again, please. Fine, but just one more, okay? Mm-hmm. I wonder if Nina felt it too. That unfamiliar familiarity. I shift the couch a few inches to the right. Something about it doesn't feel perfect anymore. It's been a few days since our last session with Ruby. She told us she's been out training diligently on her off days. So I suppose this is where we test her to find out how much that training actually paid off. I've got faith in her. Weird as she might be, I can tell how serious she is about this. Hey, honey. Ruby says she'll be here in a few minutes. Oh, good timing. I just cleared out the sparring space. Did Nina get back to you about whether or not she's coming to this one? Keely shakes her head as she finishes peeling the last of the clementines. Her love for healthy post-workout snacks hasn't diminished a bit. No dice. She's looking at concert venues, apparently. I can imagine it's out of obligation rather than choice. For sure. I'm sure she's dying to use her powers as much as she can in her final month. She loved being a magical girl nearly as much as you did. As much as I do, you mean? I've still got time.
Guru says, question of the day. For chat. What tubular things have you been up to, dudes? Hold on. Where's my rat? There we go.
Right, of course. Sorry, baby. Keely huffs and gives me an I'm not really upset, but I'm a little miffed pout. I'm not gonna stop loving being a magical girl until it's all over. It's the second best thing that ever happened to me. Plus, it also helped me find the first best thing that ever happened to me.
They're so cute.
And what might that be, I wonder? Why don't you come over here and let me show you? I put down the chair I'm carrying and quickly close the distance between us. She leans back against the kitchen counter and looks up at me before wrapping her arms around my waist and pressing her lips against mine. Cute! I put my hand on her side, starting to slide my way downward. Whoa! When I'm interrupted by a loud knock at the door. Damn! Sorry, Share Bearer duty calls. I guess you have to give me a few more details about that first best thing after our night suit session. Are we really calling her that now?
Guru says the first best thing to happen to me is gluten-free pasta.
Hey, somebody's gotta. Kid's clearly insecure, and that persona of hers helps with that. It's been embarrassing to go along with it, but we all need a confidence boost sometimes, especially kids. I get back to moving the furniture while Keely opens the door and welcomes Ruby inside. Greetings once again, my teachers. As expected, I've come to master your most advanced combat techniques. I'm sure you have, honey. Just give us a few minutes to set up. Of course. Ruby sits down in the kitchen while I finish moving the couch, doing her best to look pensive and brooding. It's, passable. And how was your day today, honey? It was okay, I guess. I mean, the day passes every other day does when one lives a normal life by daylight. Well, that's good to hear. How did things go with that boy you were talking about? With who now? Ruby stares down at the ground, no doubt trying to hide a bit of embarrassment. I'm all too familiar with that particular move. Just some guy I was talking to Keely about last time. Nobody important or anything. He's just, like, cool and stuff. Friend of yours? Kinda. I don't know. It's hard to talk to boys sometimes. That's okay, honey. Sherry and I weren't very good at talking to boys either. I'm pretty sure that's just because we're lesbians. Yeah!
Oh, I'm gonna screenshot both those later. That's very good.
That may or may not have played a bit of a role, yeah. That one gets a chuckle out of Ruby. I'm glad she feels comfortable opening up about that stuff with us. Trust is the most important bond magical girls have to share with each other, both on and off the hunt. Teaching her that is going to be way more important than any kind of combat training. But if she can master it, she'll be unstoppable. Keely's halfway through teaching Ruby the basics of feint counters when my phone starts ringing. I grab it off the counter, expecting to pick up a call from Nina, but the number isn't one I recognize. It's probably just some spam call, but something in the back of my mind compels me to pick it up anyway. Call it my detective's instinct. Hello? Oh. It's Nat. We need to talk. How the hell did you get this number? Don't give me that. You both know you're not naive enough to think we wouldn't keep tabs on you. How can you talk and not? Keely motions for Ruby to stop, looking at me with a worried expression. Is everything okay, sweetie? I nod, giving her a reassuring smile. Everything's fine, I promise. I just need to take this real quick. You two can go ahead and continue. I'm sure this kind of behavior would make anyone suspicious, but Keely takes it in stride. We trust each other enough to be at peace with keeping secrets. I tell her everything, and she does the same, but I've got a feeling that whatever Nat's about to tell me isn't something I'm going to want to talk about in front of Ruby. Keely turns back to Ruby and starts demonstrating another counter as I step out into the hall, keeping my voice low when I respond. Okay, start talking. Better have a damn good reason why you didn't just email me. I hear her sigh as I ball my free hand into a fist. Drop the tough guy act, Sherlock. I'm about to do you a favor. I thought you said you were done with favors. Call it courtesy then, or just me looking out for you, stubborn ass. Don't think I won't hang up on you. I've got shit to do. Listen, I'm calling about a case. The case. Don't tell me. We got another one. Fresh, too. Sounds like Ruby's training is gonna have to end a bit early. The last free bit of my brain starts working on excuses for sending her home. What's the address? I can leave right now. I'll give you the address, but I better not see you there. Why the hell not? For the same reason I call instead of emailing, because I don't want you getting involved. I know damn well that if I didn't tell you the address, you'd find it on your own. I'm telling you now because you need to know what recent report you have to stay away from. They're done letting you on in on the scene. Did my best to cover for you, but I'm out of excuses. They see you out there, you'll be leaving in handcuffs. You're joking. They know they need me for this. Nat's voice is quieter this time. Softer. Almost like she cares. I know. We both do. My boss is done letting a PI trample all over our scene without any results. That's bullshit, and I can tell Nat agrees. The cops just want to be the ones to collar this guy so they can get their asses kissed on TV. But there's no point in arguing. Her whole, I'm telling you to stay away shtick is bullshit too. She wouldn't give me the address, she didn't want me there. Fine, just tell me where it is and I'll stay out of sight. 86 Paris Street. Got it. I'll avoid it like the plague. Don't fuck me on this one, Sherry. I'm serious. You won't get a warning next time. I know. Thanks, Nat. Yeah, just don't make me regret this. I hang up and lean against the wall, trying to figure out a plan. They'll obviously have the body carted away before I get there, and the crime scene will certainly be locked down. Not that locks matter when my wife is involved. I'm glad police are the same in their universe as Guru. Oh my god. Completely useless. You're doing great. Why don't you take a quick break to rehydrate and have a snack? Yes, Miss Keely. Excellent. I'll be back in a few minutes to test you on what we learned last week. Keely pokes her head out of the door into the hallway, smiling when she sees me. Who was that, sweetie? Is everything alright?
It was Nat. She got my number somehow.
I assume everything isn't alright.
You could say that.
Keely steps out into the hall and closes the door behind her, moving closer to me and lowering her voice to a whisper. Another one?
Not just that. I'm cut off from investigating it this time. Guess the cops want to make sure I don't solve the case and get in the way of their propaganda.
So we're definitely gonna investigate it, right?
I grin and wrap an arm around her, kissing her forehead. You know we will. As much as I'm worried about having Keely involved in something so potentially dangerous, I can't deny how much easier it is having her around. A set of lockpicks doesn't compare to being able to simply slide underneath the door and open it from the other side. She swings the door open and steps out, holding it for me while giving a playfully overdramatic bow. After you, honey. I return the smile and step inside, appreciating the brief moment of humor before we get started on the nasty part of the job. As usual, the scene has been almost entirely cleaned out. It reeks of bleach, even more than it normally does. It's more distracting than the traffic outside, something I can normally tune out. But right now, it's sharper than ever. If I didn't know better, I'd say they took away even more than usual just to spite me for trying to get involved. But that's probably just paranoia setting in. This whole thing has both of us on edge more than we have been since
well, since we were kids. There's no doubt about it. This is the same aura as before. It feels even stronger this time. You're definitely right. How can you tell? I can actually feel it this time. If that's strong to me, it must be overpowering you. No kidding. She was right about this aura being more than usual consumed aura, too. Something about it feels wrong. As if the consumed energy is mixed together with something else. Something I can't describe. And yet it feels like it's on the tip of my tongue. Do you think there's anything in here you can trace, honey? Not likely. The blood's been cleaned up enough that trying to trace it would probably just end up with me tracing the surface it was on. And the furniture wouldn't be much help either. Then I guess it's up to good old-fashioned detective work. She gives me an encouraging nod and a grin, and I run my fingers through her hair affectionately. I know she's just trying to be supportive, but it's hard not to feel a sense of hope when I look at her. Are you gonna start by casing the joint? That's what you do for your marks, right? It would be if I lived in the 1950s. These days we just call it scouting. It's much less interesting. It really is. I follow her gaze as she looks around the room before turning to examine the position of what remains of the blood spatters. The position of them would indicate that the victim was killed while sitting down. Does this mean he was asleep in the chair, or did he just not have time to struggle? The second option is more likely given that I can't see any signs of a struggle, but if this really is a consumed, well, they aren't exactly known for their subtlety. There are no windows here. Huh? Look around us. There isn't a single window on any of the walls. That door's the only way in. So the killer came through the front door? I guess the victim wasn't sitting down after all. I'm not sure about that. If you trace the door, would you be able to find out when it was last unlocked? I would never tell you you're a genius. Once or twice. I put my hand on the door and close my eyes. Turn back the clock. Bring the past to me so that I may see the truth. For the sake of the innocent. Keely was right. I can see the door unlocking a few minutes ago when we came in. I turn back further until I see it unlock again. The police this time, using a spare key they must have gotten from the building owner. Oh my god, bud, get out of here. Boop. You banned. And then, nothing. Not a single unlock in the past 48 hours beyond those two. I step away from the door, shaking my head in confusion. The killer didn't use the door. I thought that might be the case. So you're saying that... That's right, Sherlock. We've got a real locked room mystery on our hands. Consumed come in all shapes and sizes, but their powers don't. Being built to destroy is just part of their nature. There's no way something that's been true for millennia would randomly change overnight. Something else is going on here. My gut tells me it's something much, much worse. Any ideas, babe? Oh, sorry, that was Sherry. Maybe try the walls? Something could have phased through them somehow. Your power would pick up the disturbance, right? It should, but I can't guarantee anything. Something as large as a wall is going to hamper my accuracy considerably. Can't hurt to try. I nod and move to the wall, pressing my palm against its center and reciting the ritual phrase. As expected, I don't feel any activity, which is why I don't normally try to read architecture. Its static nature means I won't find any movements that could help us unless we're looking for a very suspicious mouse. And somehow, I doubt a mouse made this mess. Moving from wall to wall doesn't yield anything new. Unless this thing can hide its aura, that option's off the table. No dice. I honestly don't have a clue how this happened. Do you think it'd be possible for a consumed to teleport? The idea sends a chill down my spine. Nina's teleportation was always the most powerful ability on our team. A consumed could do the same thing. No. Magical girls have levels of magic no consumed could reach. And even Nina can't use her teleportation without meeting specific conditions. If it's that hard for her, it would be impossible for a brainless monster. I hope you're right. Either way, it's worth asking her about it. Assuming she doesn't get too worked up about someone stealing her style to answer us. I'm sure she'll be okay as long as we remind her that nothing can compare to the original. I chuckle and smile at Keely, but it's a weak smile and with nothing behind it.
This case was already nothing but questions, and here we are with a whole new set of questions. On top of that, there's this awful aura. Not even the heavy bleach scent can smother it. The air feels like thick, choking oil. Being around it for much longer would make me sick. It's just wrong in a way I can't understand. If I'm being honest, I don't think I want to understand it. It scares me. Especially because I know that understanding will bring something much, much worse along with it. Something undeniable, something we won't be able to look away from. Something I don't know if we'll have the strength to handle. I'm not sure why I bought ice cream. I can't even taste it. My brain is too busy dealing with all the other thoughts swirling around in there that it doesn't have time to process the taste of food. Or something like that. I'm pretty sure that's it. Being Nightshade was never going to be easy. I knew that when I accepted my duty. And as much as I wanted to make it on my own as an avenging warrior of the night, my teachers really saved my skin. And one of them is Nina Alencar. Nina freaking Alencar! Oh, I should be having the time of my life right now. But something's felt off ever since I learned that Sherry was on the trail of a real-life murderer. Not a monster, but a person. That shouldn't freak me out as much as literal monsters, but it does. It just feels a bit too real. Sure, the consumed used to be people, but they stop being one as soon as they give in to the transformation. I don't have to think of them as human just because they used to be one. It makes me feel less like a dark and mysterious anti-hero and more like a kid. More like the awkward, anxious sophomore I am in the real world. More like plain old Ruby Thompson. Not that I'd ever tell anyone that, of course. Ugh. I tossed my tasteless ice cream into a nearby trash can. Oh man. Girl, spent money on that. And sit down on a bench, pulling out my phone and taking a look at the group chat. My heart immediately jumps when I see the online list. I Spy is online. Anyone looking to team up tonight? I'm afraid I won't be able to join you this evening. My apologies. I can. Maybe you can come next time, Nightshade. Yes, perhaps. With my new training, I'm certain I'll be of great help. Oh, great. So much for getting rid of anxiety. Just typing messages to her makes me so embarrassed. Oh. Spark Sis, or rather, Jude. I should be thankful for her giving me something else to think about. But honestly, acting all messy bisexually in public is only a small step up from worrying about a serial killer. Oh, hell yeah, she's bisexual. That's cool. That's dope. I mean, it's not. Of course it's not. Not for Nightshade, anyway. Nothing is more important to Nightshade than rooting out evil, no matter what kind of evil that might be. I'm sure the other girls know that just from talking to me. What about my teachers, though? I'm sure they've seen how skilled I've become since we began our training, but do they really think I've got what it takes to be one of the best magical girls? And besides, do they even want me to help, do they even want to help me be more than I was? To be the kind of magical girls that other girls can look up to? They seem so professional, so in charge of things. They're dealing with real-life crimes, and what am I doing? Lesbians and bis? Hell yeah, Guru. Everyone is gay! Actually, the only person who we don't know their sexuality is Nina at this point. They haven't taken me out hunting yet. For all I know, they're at home working hard on stopping these murders and being grateful they don't have to deal with me. I wouldn't be surprised. They're being paranoid, I tell myself. They want to help. They believe in you. And why? Ruby, is that you? Babe, don't... Ah! I turn towards the voices to see Keely waving at me from the store right next to me. Sherry's there too, or at least I think she is. She's carrying something massive that is obscuring her face. Are they following me? It is you! I should have known we'd bump into each other on one of our days off sooner or later. Why do you say that? Magical girls tend to end up in the same places as other magical girls. I don't know how it works or why it happens, but it's just a thing. I see. So why were you at a... I look up at the name of the building they just came out of. The Happy Place? Isn't that... a toy store? Keely giggles and points to her wife. Sherry's taken a few steps forward and I can get a look at what exactly she's carrying. It's a teddy bear. They're very cool plushies as the Steam achievement. Learn the dark truth about Sherry. Oh no, she loves plushies.
It's a teddy bear. A giant teddy bear. Probably the biggest I've ever seen.
And giant shiny beans? Hello. How are you? How you doing, Linketeer?
I'm not sure what to say. Sherry and I just kind of stare at each other, each frozen in place. Her eyes are as wide as dinner plates, and I'm sure mine are too. Hey, Ruby. Good to see you. You too, Teach? Is that a gift or something?
Sherry starts to nod before Keely, noticing Keely shaking her head and smiling.
Come on, Cher Bear. You're brave enough to tell her.
Sherry chuckles nervously and looks down at the ground, hugging the bear a little tighter. I guess you could say I'm a bit of a collector.
Like a rare toy collector?
Not exactly. You see, my wifey really loves her teddy bears. We've got her nuts absolutely full of them upstairs. I put my hand to my mouth, trying to suppress a laugh. Sherry? Sherry, the toughest woman I've ever met, has a teddy bear collection? Fuck yeah. She's my big tough Sherry bear for a reason, after all. I can see Sherry blushing now as she looks away. I can't believe my eyes. Babe, you don't gotta say that. It's true, even though you're much more cuddly than any stuffed animal.
Oh my god.
Anyway, it's good to see you, Ruby. I hope you're enjoying your day off. I think we're just gonna go. Got some more shopping to do and the stuff. Oh, we should stop by that new boutique before we go home, honey. Oh, sure thing, baby. Why don't we go do that right now? Okay. Keely gives me a brief wave while Sherry turns and starts to power walk away. Oh no.
I'm glad we could run into you, Ruby. Have a great rest of your day, okay?
Yeah, you too. Nyum. Keely grins at me again before taking off after her wife, giggling at the obviously embarrassed Sherry as they go. Sherry, one-woman powerhouse, the lady who solves murders in her day job and protects Chicago at night, all night. She collects teddy bears? As weird as it is, something about it feels kind of comforting. I've spent so much time thinking of them as my seniors that I hadn't stopped to think about how they're just people, too. And they're people enjoying themselves, no less, even while trying to catch a killer. Do they do it? A part of me wants to run after them and ask them for myself, but maybe this time I can do it on my own. Keely said I was a fast learner, after all. If they can, I can. Maybe a bit of time away from Nightshade wouldn't hurt. Still not big on feeling like regular old Ruby Thompson, but if it's only for an afternoon, then I think I could do that. But I'm not buying a teddy bear. Whoa. There. I pinned the last piece of paper to the corkboard, twisting a thread from the report to a previous location and wincing as the tack nicks my thumb. Yet another string in a web that's getting more complicated by the day. I stepped back to take in the full picture. Photos of the victims I could get to in time and sketches of those I couldn't. Names, police reports Nat had snuck on me, property deeds, employment histories, screenshots of any publicly available and identifiable social media feeds, public records, the occasional court case, non-classified criminal histories. Always incomplete, but scraped together as best I can. Pieces of red string connect them, zigzagging over each other. This wall looks like a conspiracy theorist's paradise. Maybe I should bring one in to see if they can make heads or tails of any of this. Anything falling into place, dear? Keely hands me a cup of coffee, sipping her own as she examines the board. As good as I am at collecting evidence, she's always been much better at drawing real conclusions. We make one hell of a team. There's something there, I can feel it. But I need police records to figure it out. Have you tried asking Nat? No dice. The cops are guarding them like it's their actual job. As usual, they want the glory for themselves so they can convince people they're actually worth having around. She moves a little closer, placing a hand on my shoulder and giving me a quick kiss on the cheek. I can get my hands on those records if you really need them. I know you don't like the idea of me breaking into the police station, but I just don't want to put you in danger. Keely chuckles and grabs one of the bears off a nearby shelf. She holds it up to me and taps its forehead against mine. It'll be fine, Cher Bear, I promise. Besides, last I checked, we were able to fight some big demon monsters. I
think that's a bit more dangerous. Yeah, you've got a point there. Keely gives a little smirk and puts the bear down. She's about to bring the drink tray back downstairs when something on the board catches her eye. What's the name of the victim there? Oh, I'm not sure. I didn't start investigating the case until the third victim's family asked my firm to look into things. And that guy was one of the first two. I couldn't get anything on him behind a photo and basic info from the paper. Why do you ask? Have you seen him before? I'm not sure, but something about him looks weirdly familiar. I can't tell exactly what it is, but I don't think I'm imagining it. I looked more closely at the photos, squinting to try and make out whatever details she noticed. But try as I might, I can't see anything out of the ordinary. There's definitely something else, but if I could just fill in the blank I'm drawing right now with one more piece, maybe I could... The sound of the doorbell makes us both jump. I've been so busy trying to fit this together that I completely forgot we were meeting Ruby soon. I chugged the last of my tea and let out a small sigh. Keely's suspicions are gonna have to wait. Keely trots down the stairs to welcome Ruby, and I follow closely behind. She greets us with a wave and an expression that I think is supposed to look determined. Greetings, my teachers. Are you ready for the hunt to begin? Ready as we'll ever be. Head on up to meeting spot C and we'll join you in a minute. Of course, ma'am. I look forward to it. She's off before we can say anything else, her stoic persona unable to mask her excitement. I just hope she's able to keep that in check enough to stay safe tonight. Keely looks just as excited as Ruby does, if not more. It's enough to actually make me feel confident about whatever fight we're about to get ourselves into. And if she's happy, so am I. Ooh, let's try and think of a fun battle formation for the three of us on the way. Sounds good, baby. Just make sure you give it a cool name. You better believe I will. Operation Young Hearts is a go. Nice. Nice. We climb up to the rooftop to find Ruby practicing some of the moves Keely taught her. Honestly, she's nailing every single one of them. My wife is one hell of a teacher. Great form, Ruby. Just make sure you keep your feints up during real combat, okay? Of course, Keely. Did you feel the auras of any consumed on the way here? A minor one about half a mile from here. Trifling enough that it won't be a match for Nightshade, of course. She does say of course a lot. As long as Nightshade remembers her teamwork, I'm sure it'll be trembling as soon as we show up. Ruby's glower breaks into a smile for a moment before she forces a serious expression again. Still having a tough time committing to the bit, I see. Well then, let's get transformed here, and then we'll follow you to the consumer. Yes, once more, Nightshade will take form in the shadows of the night. Yeah, that. Ready, you two? Of course. Let's see. I close my eyes and feel the warmth flow through me once again. For the sake of the world, we will be its guardians. Let the spirits shine through. Now we get to see, Nightshades. Cute! I do quite like her outfit. All their outfits are so cute. Prepare to face justice. You will not escape our judgment. Become one with the shadows. We drop down, perfectly synchronized. She's definitely got the hang of this. We are magical girls. The glow around us fades, leaving Keely beaming. Ruby looks a little bit less enthused, staring at the ground. You okay, Ruby? I guess so. It's just a little silly that we have to say all that when there isn't even anyone around to hear us, isn't it? Let's just go. It's pretty good. Ruby's showing immediate improvements as we head toward a fairly minor consumed aura. She traverses rooftops much faster than she did when we started our training. And her footing is really precise. I had my doubts about this whole setup, but she's proved me wrong every step of the way. That's good. Watch the corners when you push off them. You don't want to risk your ankle sliding the wrong way. Right, got it. No matter how much time you spend training, it can't compare to the real thing. Whether or not she's able to handle a life-or-death situation goes far beyond anything we could impart to her. I don't think she's got this. I'm gonna give her some faith. Whatever the case, I think she's ready to fight for real. Keely and I will be there to guide her, but this is her chance to take the lead. Ruby comes to a halt and starts to scan the area. I send out my aura as well, but I don't feel anything. I don't understand. It was here a few minutes ago. You said consume move slowly, right? Not fast enough to already be out of range. Even I can't sense anything.
You're sure this was the place?
Yes, I'm certain of it. It must have...
Oh. Ladies! Oh, do we get to see her in her magical girl outfit? I hope so. I whirl around to see Nina pop into view behind us, already transformed and offering a cheery wave. Oh, so cute. Oh my god, you girls look amazing! Sherry, you look super handsome as always. And Kiki, my girl, you were just too cute. Love that for you. Hey, I can't get a word edgewise as she bends down to look at Ruby, clasping her hands together in delight. Sis, you look so good. Love the hood crown thing. Mega intimidating. And that color scheme? Purple and black work so well together like, oh, I love it. Ruby's eyes widen as she stumbles back a bit, clearly a bit starstruck. You really think so? Like, you really like it? I adore it, hon. Oh my gosh, thank you. Because, like, I mean, thank you. You are most kind. Okay, I'm more than a bit starstruck. I just hope she can focus on the task at hand. Anyway, I'm guessing you're all looking for the consume that was hanging around here.
We were. Did you see it?
I mean, you could say that. I sigh, rubbing my temples. You already killed it, didn't you? You bet I did. No sweat. I told you I haven't lost my groove. I love the use of handsome for Sherry. Hell yeah. Actually, we were... Oh no, were you gonna use it for training? Oh, my bee. Her scythe fades from her hand as she pouts. She can't help putting on a show. But I think I can make it up to you. Believe it or not, I sensed another one before I popped over here. Want to see? I look at Keely and shrug. Might as well. How far is it? Oh, it's like super close. Don't even worry about it.
Does that work for you, Ruby? Yes. I mean, yes. That is acceptable.
Lead the way then. Nina starts to run, moving much faster than our original pace. It's a little hard to keep up if I'm being honest.
By the way, Nina, how did you know we were out here before you teleported to us?
Come on now, Kiki. A girl's gotta have some secrets. She winks back at Keely before continuing ahead. I have to admit, I was wondering the same thing, but I've got a feeling we'll have to wait until we're done putting this monster down. When the consumed aura comes into range, it comes in strong. Way, way stronger than the one we faced outside the crime scene. Is this really something we can train with? Okay, cool. Looks like it hasn't moved. Probably waiting for its next meal. Or devouring its first one. Well, yeah, that too, but that's like kind of dark.
We are warriors of the night, are we not? The darkness is our home.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure. Super dark and stuff. Keely closes her eyes, feeling for the aura's center.
There. It's somewhere in the office building 2 blocks over. Either the roof or the side of the building, I think. How would it be on the side?
Some consumed are like totally grossing and stick to walls and stuff like a big old jelly blob.
Gross, but such is fitting for a creature of darkness.
Nina cocks her head to one side, rubbing her chin.
Hang on a sec.
Didn't you say we were creatures of the darkness?
Well, yes, but,
Ay vey. How about we work out the darkness and such later? We don't want it to get away.
I think that's an excellent idea.
You're the boss. I do really want to know about that darkness stuff, though. Later. Fine, fine. We rush to the scene to find the consumed waiting for us on the roof. Despite its aura, it's surprisingly small. That's a problem. Don't let your guard down, it's hiding its true form. The form we can see matches Nina's gross description, pretty faithfully. Most traces of the host's human form are gone, with the remainder resembling some sort of organ-filled sludge. It drags itself along on 3 limbs jutting out of its front, with no visible eyes or mouth. Is it flowing as we speak? Or is it taking on this appearance intentionally to throw us off? Fair to find one with that kind of intelligence, but not impossible. When in doubt, assume the worst-case scenario. We'll start from there.
Looks like it's time to test your power, Ruby. I'm ready. Just let me know what I need to do, and I will strike from the shadows without warning.
Alright, here's the plan. Strike first will back you up. Cloak yourself and get close. When you attack, we'll move in as support. Ruby pumps her fists and grins before returning to her usual glower.
Of course! I hope you're prepared to witness the true power of Nightshade.
Kick its ass, sis! Ruby takes a deep breath and closes her eyes, keeping her body still as she focuses her energy. Hopefully, the situation doesn't stop her from concentrating on her power. Every magical girl of power has its limitations. I can't read the past of living things, Keely can't shift into anything that changes her body mass, and Nina has to touch someone to be able to teleport to them. However, Ruby's limitation is a bit more unique. Her power requires her to focus on her mind and energy inwards to build a change. Oh, sorry. Which is extremely dangerous to do mid-battle if you don't have anyone to back you up. What makes it so interesting is that the length of time she needs to focus for is completely variable. Every second she spends focusing gives her 6 seconds of power use, up to 60 seconds with 10 seconds spent focusing. She can cut it off at any point for a shorter window of power usage, but if she's interrupted by an external force, she'll lose the entire charge. So we need to give her the chance to strike first. After 10 seconds, Ruby opens her eyes and immediately vanishes. Invisibility is quite the asset. Once more, I am one with the night. We are one and the same. That's very nice, honey. That's nice, hon. That rooftop should be a good spot to attack from. Your knives will be the signal. Yes, ma'am? I hear what I assumed is the sound of her jumping to the other roof. I just hope I'm not making a mistake by sending her in first. So we ready to fuck this dude up, or what? Really doesn't have the same worst-case scenario mindset as me, so she doesn't seem bothered by the strange sign this consumed is displaying. But that doesn't stop her from keeping caution in her mind. Let's make sure we prioritize supporting Ruby first. But if this consumed turns out to be more powerful than it seems, then yes, we will fuck that dude up. That's what I'm talking about. Ooh. Nina grins and materializes her weapon, a gaudy pink scythe with a deceptively sharp blade, and twirls it in graceful circles with the same confidence and flair she had when we were kids. It's like she isn't out of practice at all. Has she been keeping this up while we've been sitting around living our mostly normal lives? How would she even have time for that? Maybe performing on stage is even better training than we've been offering, somehow. Ready, sweetie? Keely gives her whip a quick crack to test Keely gives her whip a quick crack to test her technique, and no doubt making sure she can restrain it well enough to protect Ruby. I'm sure she can manage. Ready. My gun pops into my hand, letting me spin the cylinder to fill it with an even brighter light. A charged shot will definitely get its attention. She's got 20 seconds. Get ready to restrain. As if on cue, I suddenly spot the glint of three throwing knives flying out from Ruby's position. Time to move. She nailed that shit! Come on, let's go! She's not wrong. All 3 knives hit the target and sink deep into its gelatinous mass, eliciting a guttural cry from the misshapen blob. A perfect hit. I did it! I got it! I really got it! Ruby pops back into view with a cheer as she looks to us for approval. An understandable mistake, but still a mistake. Great job, Ruby, but don't forget to stay focused. You don't want to be distracted when it... The consumed cry suddenly shifts from one of pain to one of anger. Speak of the devil. As 4 of us watch the creature's limbs retreat inside itself. As soon as it finishes absorbing them to increase its size, it begins to take the shape of a pillar. The base pool of slime remains the same, but a torso-like structure has started to expand out from the central pillar. It sloshes around like a liquid, but the sound of snapping and grinding bones emanating from it as the formerly human skeleton gives way makes me grit my teeth. I see Nina wince as 2 long, lanky arms slide out of the torso's sides to slap against the ground. In the past, seeing this kind of shit didn't bother her at all. I guess time spent apart from it can affect her. At the end of each arm is some sort of pseudo-hand split into 3 jagged claws. Ooh. Each one nearly the length of its original 3 limbs. Should I attack it now? It seems vulnerable. Don't. Consumed are most volatile when in the middle of a transformation. It's entirely possible for them to suddenly adapt to counter you. As soon as it's done, though, then it's ass-kicking time. Ruby nods, not taking her eyes off the consumed. It isn't done yet. The body seems to have been mostly solidified, still ending in a puddle on the ground. However, the gurgly mass at the top has begun to take another shape. This time, it's not another limb. Instead, a head of some kind emerges. It's the same dark void color as the rest of the creature, except for its eyes. 2 white, unblinking eyes stare at us as it cocks its head to one side. Can it see us, or are they just for show? It doesn't give me much time to consider the possibilities. Having finished its transformation, it slowly raises one lanky arm, a single claw outstretched, and points at Nina. Whoa! Its arm shoots forward, extending across the gap, as if it were mimicking my wife's ability. Nina just barely managed to dodge out of the way, seemingly unfazed by how close she came to death.
Phew, felt the wind on that one.
I raise my gun to take a shot at it while it's distracted. The sight of its near miss on Nina conjures my visions of that night. My hand shakes for a moment before I steady my aim, but by the time I manage it, the consumed has already turned its gaze on me. Ha! Nina's scythe is a glowing blur as it slices through the distracted consume's outstretched arm. How'd she get so close to it after dodging for that specific reason? It's a smart move, even if it scared the hell out of me. Wait, I mean she used me for bait? Hang on a second. Ruby, now! Ruby appears out of thin air behind the consumed and throws out several daggers in a vertical fan formation. Each one digs into the monster's spine, or at least what passes for one, and causes it to buckle over with a pained, gurgling sound. Good hit. Now let's finish it off. I start charging a shot, but Nina suddenly appears at my side and pushes my arms down so I can't aim. What is she doing? Come on, Cher. Let her do it. Looks like Keely had the same idea. If she doesn't completely disentangle her whip, she does loosen enough to make it clear that it's Ruby's turn. Still, better to have it ready to move into action, just in case. Give it another one, Nightshade. Right. Go for the head! Fuck it up! Nina, language! I told you you're a mom. I don't know how she does it. All it takes is one decisive strike and a few encouraging words to turn the tide. They might be teachers now, but Nina will always be our leader.
Darkness Barrage!
That's new. Should take the barrage name for my attack? Well, I guess that's a compliment. Wherever it came from, it works. She tosses out a concentrated pack of 5 knives clustered together that pierce right through the damn thing. Ha! Consume lets out a loud shriek and bursts apart in a blast of cleansing light. Another one down. And none of us came away with so much as a scratch. Not sure if I feel more proud or relieved.
I did it!
Oh yeah, you did.
Great work, Nightshade.
You kicked its ass, bestie! Ruby does her best to get back into stoic mode, but she can't help beaming with pride at a job well done. She's a good kid. Keely and I lock eyes, and I see that her smile is just as wide. Hell, mine too. That's when I realize that what's jumping to the forefront of my mind isn't pride or relief. It's hope. Good. I wish I could say I was surprised that breaking into the police station was easier than breaking into some of the wealthier houses I've hit over the years, but all it took was sliding under a few doors to get to their records room. I tap my earpiece, making sure it's still working. Sherry isn't far, so I doubt we'll have any trouble. I probably should save real quick. Save. Let's put it in here. Yes.
Sweetie, do you copy? I'm inside.
Nice job, baby. Make sure you keep an eye out for silent alarms.
I will. Thanks, honey.
Good luck in there. I love you.
Love you too.
I scan the room looking for anything to indicate which cabinet holds the most recent case files. Honestly, the cabinets in question are the only piece of furniture in this place worth salvaging. The police are many things, but they're clearly not interior decorators. Drab gray walls without a single distinguishing feature. Not even a sticker to personalize a workstation. What's wrong with these people? Beyond the obvious, of course. If I had time, I'd take the cabinets with me. They're wasted in here. And I think these morons still use paper records. They might as well just roll out a welcome mat for me. Not that I'm complaining. Just being in here makes me feel weird. I'm more the type to stay as far away from police stations as possible. The sooner I can find out what we need and get out, the better. Let's see now. Where are you hiding? I moved to the desk at the center of the room, illuminated solely by a computer monitor. Given that the case is still in progress, maybe it'll be one of those drawers rather than being tucked away in that mess of folders they'll call an archive. Time for the fun part. I let my wrist go limp and start to stretch out, drawing mass from my stomach to extend it. My fingerprints swirl into different formation, one of the easier tricks in my arsenal, but one of the most effective. Slowly but surely, I flatten my hand and slide it through the crack at the top of the desk drawer. All it takes is some feeling around inside for me to find the lock. So much easier to open from the inside. I click it open and withdraw my arm, pulling open the drawer and skimming the titles on each folder. Any luck so far? I'm not sure. It's a whole bunch of case numbers, but I don't know which one is our target.
I really ought to give the cases flashier names. It'd be easier to track it down if it was called The Case of the Vanishing Slasher or something like that. That sounds like a Sherlock Holmes story. Why do you think I like it? I try to suppress a giggle and continue flipping through the files, looking for any relevant addresses or photos of the victims. After a few minutes of pointless skimming, I finally find my first victim. I think I've got one. Marcus Prower, age 32. Address is the same building we were at when we met Ruby. I snap a photo of the body and text it over to Sherry for confirmation. That's definitely him. Great work, babe. I put the folder aside and pull out the next one, opening it to find another apparent victim. Did you look into the case of one Liam Knight by any chance? The name sounds familiar. What address is it from? I read her the address and she responds with her usual thinking noise. It's the same cute little grumble she makes on every case she works. I think that one was before I started looking into the case myself. So they just told you the name then? A pause, followed by another grumble. I don't think they did. I'm not sure. The name sounds familiar, but not from the case. Exactly. I squint and I examine the photo, trying to make the connection. Maybe it's just being on the same wavelength, but something about him also feels familiar to me. Then the connection clicks. It clicks in the way that feels like someone just punched you in the gut. The worst kind. Helena. Who? Helena Knight, remember? A couple years older than us, used a sword. The Moonblade, I think she called it. Liam was her brother. You two raced each other when we were juniors. Oh, shit. This must be a coincidence. Sure, Chicago's a big city, but it's not that big. Stranger things have happened, right? I pull out another file and open it, hoping to find a name I don't recognize. This one takes even less time to connect. Carlos Serra, age 27. Okay, hang on, let me see the picture. Maybe it's just someone with the same name. I take a pic and send it to her, but her voice tells me all I need to know. This isn't just someone random. No fucking way. No way. Memories roll over me, turning that gut punch into a twisting knife. His name is Carlos. Isn't he just dreamy? You're asking the wrong girl, sis. I think he looks cute. I'm really happy for you. A boyfriend? Our little Ella's all grown up, huh? As if you'd let me grow up. You're never gonna stop babying me, are you? Never. It's him. I know it's him. Oh shit, so that was her boyfriend. So are they targeting the family members of magical girls? It sounds like. Sherry lets out a long sigh over the mic. Prower, too. Amy Prower was one of the junior magical girls, wasn't she? Did she have a brother? I don't think so. She did have some other family in school with her, though. Some cousins. Pull out a few more case files. As I thought, every single one of them is a name we remember. Boyfriends, brothers, cousins. They're all boys. All boys from our high school. All boys connected to other magical girls. Uh-oh! I wonder if that means that one of the boys that Ruby has a crush on might get targeted. I mean, well, maybe until they become involved, maybe. If they become involved. We magical girls are drawn to one another, which means most of us ended up in the same high school. I want to believe that it's just a strange coincidence based on how many of us were there. But I'm no fool, no matter how much I wish I were right now. I can't handle any more of this. I take one last picture and throw the folders back in the desk. I'm coming out. Is the car ready? Right across the street. Come on out. I know I was supposed to hit the evidence room too, but I can't. This is already too much. Sherry doesn't push me, of course. She never would. Besides, I'm sure she feels just as shaken as I do. Get out of there, girlie. Good. I slip under the door and slide across the hall. I'm so busy thinking about what I just saw that I forgot to check the hall first, but thankfully it's as deserted as it was when I came in. I quickly reform myself as soon as I'm out of camera range in the alley, and make my way to the car. Sherry swings the door open for me and I climb inside. It isn't until I sit down that I realize I'm shaking. Baby, are you gonna be able to make it home? I don't know. Sherry unbuckles herself and leans toward me, wrapping me in a warm and reassuring embrace.
The love I can feel coming from her is enough to calm my shakes, but the terrible thoughts still remain. I've got you. I'm right here. You're safe. I promise. I wrap my arms around her as well, sinking into her chest. She's being strong for me, but her pounding heart tells me she's just as scared as I am. Even still, being held by her helps. Scared or not, I know she'll protect me, just like I do for her. Thank you. Anytime, baby. I'll always be here. That seems like foreshadowing. We both know that we should move away from the police station, but I just need to stay like this for a minute. I lean up towards her, and she kisses me, calming me even more. We need to figure out what this has to do with that magical energy we felt. That's what's leading this monster to them. But why them? Why not the magical girls themselves? I've got some ideas, I think. I need a little more time to put them together. Come on, let's get out of here first. Please. I sit back and buckle in as she turns the engine on, closing my eyes and trying to picture something other than those names. But as we take off, I realize that it's going to be a long time until I can think about anything else. Alright. Great work, Ruby! I can tell you've been working on keeping your throwing arm free when you kick. Ruby wipes the sweat from her forehead and smiles at me. She's so much less reserved than she was when we met her. That newfound energy has been a great help in the few days since we found those files. There's joy to be found in just being a magical girl, and seeing Ruby embrace it has become a welcome reminder of the joy it brought me. Even with the unwelcome truth Sherry and I found and the fear it gave us about our past, that joy is still there. If nothing else, I owe Ruby for that one. I spent my day trying different angles to make sure I was using the optimum angle of approach. Nothing but the best for Nightshade's crusade. Will Sherry be joining us at any point? Not today. She's occupied with a case. The loud pacing above us reinforces my point. She must have finally gotten through to Natalie. The only time she paces like that is when she's on the phone. Why don't we stop there for today? I think we could both use a break. Ruby nods, her gaze drifting toward the noise upstairs. Is everything alright? She doesn't need to know. It's nothing to worry about, honey. She's got it under control. If you say so. Ruby grabs her bag and heads to the door, stopping for one last sip of water and a wave backward. Until we meet next, my friend, may the darkness protect you. You too, honey. I jog upstairs as soon as she's gone, catching Sherry mid-conversation. Got it. We'll check in on both of them tonight. We'll get whoever did this, I promise. You too, and again, my condolences. Uh-oh. Sherry ends the call and tosses the phone on the bed, reaching for her jacket. Got what you needed? Helena's ghost got two other brothers still living in Chicago. They only live about 5 minutes apart. Close-knit family, I guess. So what's the plan? Sherry rubs her chin, brainstorming. We should check both houses tonight. Look around the area for consumed auras, use my power to read nearby objects, maybe check in with them and ask if they've seen anything strange lately. Stuff like that. I move to her side and rub her shoulder. Her tense muscles start to relax, but it's obvious how stressed she is. You've got a hunch, don't you? I've got a hunch. Sherry's hunches have always been spot on. Part of me is convinced it's actually part of her power. Something about tonight feels dangerous. Like there's misfortune in the air or something. Do you think there's gonna be another killing tonight? I don't know. It would be awfully convenient for an attack to happen while we're at the potential victims' houses, but... The whole thing is already one strange coincidence after another. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. Sherry takes a deep breath and nods, looking at me with an expression of pure determination. For their sake, I hope we're wrong. Alright, this seems like a good spot. Sherry and I come to a stop on a rooftop in between the two homes we need to visit. It feels a little hypocritical to split up after how much time we spent teaching Ruby about the importance of teamwork, but the two of us have enough experience with recon trips that I think we can handle a couple on our own. Besides, keeping hidden is my specialty, and being adults means we get to break the rules sometimes, right? I'll call you when I get to Sam Knight's place. Let me know when you spot anything unusual on the way to Joseph's house, okay? Sounds good. Same to you. I give her a quick kiss and a reassuring smile. Only wish I felt as sure as I'm trying to look. Be safe, sweetie. I love you. I love you too.
See you soon. We both take off in opposite directions, Sherry quickly disappearing as she bounds from rooftop to rooftop. I do the same, stretching my aura to the limit as I try to pick up a whiff of consumed energy. Surprisingly, I don't feel a thing. The whole trip passes even without a blip on the radar. Wherever the consumed are tonight, they're giving this place a wide berth. Given my silent phone, I'm guessing Sherry's had the same luck. Maybe her hunch was just a hunch after all. I drop down onto a rooftop across from the target's house where I can have a clear view of the surrounding area. Time to start my watch. Now that I think about it, probably would have been a good idea to decide how long we were going to observe the houses ahead of time. I should probably check in with Sherry about that. All good over there, baby? The only thing I felt so far is a nice spring breeze. How about you? I'm not sure. I don't know how to describe it, but something feels off. I'm moving up to the house to get a closer look. I hear the thud of her jumping down to the ground, most likely standing in front of the house. I think the door's unlocked. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Hang on, I'm on my way to you now. Don't start anything without me. Don't you worry, Oh! Sherry's voice cuts off, replaced with the sound of footsteps. Uh-oh! Honey? Honey, is everything okay? Silence. I'm about to start sprinting to her when I hear her say a single word. Her voice is quiet, almost unintelligible, but when I realize what she's saying, I feel a chill down my spine. What, are they gonna say, like, her dead friend or something? Oh, shit! You know what? Nina? I suspected there was something up with Nina. Something. I don't know. She just kind of appears. Maybe she's been keeping an eye on them. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, God. Did she pick up on the same feeling Sherry did? Did she go alone? Sherry? Sherry? Nothing, just gut-wrenching silence. I end the call and bound off the roof, heading back to her as fast as I can. Shifting my body mass into my legs speeds me up, but will it be enough? I can only pray that it is. Please let me be in time. My words catch in my throat as the door in front of me slowly swings open. Uh-oh. I'm about to jump back and retreat to the rooftops, but standing in full view behind the open door is... Nina? She looks... Is that Nina? Hard to tell. I take a few steps forward, trying to get a better view of her. Why is she here? Upon hearing my voice, she turns to me and smiles. It doesn't look like she's hurt or anything. I'm about to ask what she's doing here when my eyes adjust to the light. As I see her in full detail, my greeting dries up in my mouth. Ooh, does she look cool? Did she, like, merge with the consumed? I bet she did. Let me see this. Yo, whoa! That looks pretty cool, actually. Oh my god, Sherry! What are you doing here? Blood. Human blood, she's covered in it. Uh-oh. My brain starts working overtime, attempting to process what I'm seeing. I can hear Keeley faintly over the phone, but I can't manage any kind of response right now. I'm not even sure what I'd say. She beams at me, her voice and attitude as chipper as ever. It's like she doesn't even know what she looks like right now. That is so crazy! Like, what are the odds that both of us would show up here at the same time? And that there just happens to have been an attack tonight. She was investigating too? How could she have known about Helena's brothers being targets? Yeah, that's pretty weird. Hey, Nina, can I ask you something? Of course, sis! You know I'm always down to play detective. Do you want to come in? I nod numbly and follow her inside. The moment I look around the room, I realize things are much, much worse than I already expected. Whatever happened here was far more brutal than any crime scene I've seen so far. Blood spattered across the floor, furniture overturned and ripped to shreds, and the body. The earlier murders weren't pretty, but they were nothing like this. He's nearly been torn apart. What the fuck is going on? Sherry, I keep thinking, Sherry. That's like it pops up. I have to read it. No. What happened here? And why do you have so much blood on you? Oh god! Oh, that looks fucking cool. Oh no. Ugh, I thought you were gonna ask me something interesting, not about this total nastiness. Please, Nina, just tell me. Don't go in, maybe? Too late, sis! This girl's gonna murder me. I try to suppress the thoughts forming in the back of my mind. It can't be that. It just can't. Well... Sherry! Both of us wheel around to look at Keely as she's burst in through the doorway before screeching to a halt. Our panicked eyes dart from me to the blood-covered Nina, simultaneously making sure I'm safe and trying to process Nina's appearance. Kiki! Awesome timing! I was just about to catch Sherry here up to speed. Keely looks at me, hoping for an explanation that I can't give. Or at least one that I don't want to give. So, basically I was taking a break from my boring paperwork stuff by going out on a hunt for old time's sake. And all of a sudden I felt this crazy consumed aura. Like, next level crazy. I followed it down here, and when I showed up, it was just going to town on this guy. Like it was a mess, in case that wasn't obvious. I was ready to square up with it, but as soon as I got out of my sight, the thing just took off. Tried to save him, but it was way too late. How long ago was this? Like literally a few minutes before you showed up. For all I know, it's still in the area. She turns to Keely, still smiling like nothing's wrong about this picture. You must have felt it on the way here, right? No way your aura reading would miss something that powerful. I didn't. I haven't felt anything all night. She looks down, balling her fists the way she always does when she's afraid to say something. And I can't feel anything here either. Really? OMG, that's nuts. Must have hit its aura or something. I don't know about this. I 5,000% don't trust her. There's no way. Why would she not acknowledge the blood across her entire body? No, she's merged with a consumed or some shit. Because they said it was a different type of consumed. Consumed can't hide their aura. You can't either, it's not possible. But didn't you say you came here because you felt its aura? Or maybe it's someone masquerading as Nina. Oh yeah! Huh, that's so weird. Yeah, it's definitely weird. She's lying, I could feel it. But why? Why would she lie about any of this? So, all that blood is from when you tried to save him? Uh-huh. Pretty gross, right? I really should go wash it off before it fucks up my hair. Why is she so casual about this? Nothing she's doing makes any sense. You two want to come with? You grab a drink before you head home. No, I mean... No, thank you. I think we could both use some rest. Oh, fine, but now you owe me one free hangout, okay? Right, of course. We'll do that soon. Okie dokie. Have fun, you two. Tell Ruby I said hi. Bye. She waves farewell and disappears, leaving us with a room full of violence and questions. Questions I don't want to answer. Damn. Neither of us say a word on the way home, but I don't have to ask to know the two of us are thinking about the exact same thing. The logical conclusion. The nonsensical conclusion. Somehow, the two are one and the same. God forbid women do anything. Is the achievement. That's very good. God forbid a woman have hobbies. This isn't happening. This can't be happening. I flipped through the pictures I took at the police station. So, our best friend's a killer. What are we thinking here? Yeah, Big I think there's, like, someone else at play in addition. I don't think Nina's, like... I think Nina's not alone, but... I'm curious if maybe Nina... Like, this seems like the kind of story where it's like, what would motivate Nina? Maybe, however she got this power, maybe the person promised that there was a way to bring back their dead friend or something. I flipped through the pictures I took at the police station, looking between them and Sherry's corkboard. There has to be something here that points to someone else being responsible. Coming to a conclusion has always been my strong suit. I've helped my wife hammer down a solution to more cases than either of us can count. And I can't do it. Not this time. Baby. Sherry takes my hand, somehow not minding that it's as drenched as in cold sweat as the rest of me. It's okay, you're my slime wife. This is normal. Her hand is warm. So wonderfully warm. But even that isn't enough to soothe the chill. Come sit down. This isn't gonna help right now. What are you talking about? Of course it is! I just need another minute to find the thread that'll clear up that little misunderstanding. Easy peasy. Keely, please. Her voice is quiet, and I feel her shiver as well. No doubt she's trying to hold together for my sake again. I slump my shoulders and slowly move away from the board, coming to join her on the bed. It's like I'm in a trance. Everything feels distant. I haven't felt this way since that night. We have to talk. About that weirdness with Nina? That was nothing, right? Why do we need to talk about it? It wasn't nothing. I want it to be nothing, but I can feel my eyes start burning, the tears welling up behind them. It'd be different if it was just one coincidence, but it's so much more than that. The teleportation, victims we know she'd be familiar with. She chokes on her words, no doubt holding back tears of her own. Blood, the lies, her reason for being out, the way it answers so many questions we had no hope of answering before. Please don't say it, Sherry. You can't say it. Unless, actually, if I think about it, maybe Nina was able to communicate with the all-powerful, like, evil being who maybe was like, I can bring back your dead friend. I bet that's what it was. It's the only reason she would, like, give up this stuff and, like, go and murder people. But it's weird that they're targeting the loved ones of the magical girls. That I don't really understand. Like, what's the significance there? Sherry swallows, the grip on my hand tightening. I'm numbly aware that tears have started running down my face. It's Nina. It's been Nina the whole time. I let out a choked sob as I see her tears start to flow along with mine, unable to stop myself from leaning in and throwing my arms around her. She wraps her arms around me in return, squeezing, trying to fill me with that reassuring warmth. But nothing happens. I can't feel anything but the knife twisting in my heart, as if my body is refusing to permit this understanding. You're wrong. You're wrong, Sherry. It doesn't make any sense. Our Nina couldn't be that. If Nina is a monster, what would we have to do? Nina can't be a killer. That's... No. If Nina's a monster, what would we have to do? If she did, we'd have to... Sherry kisses my forehead, trying to ground me as I sob into her chest. Even though she's trembling, she's still trying to help me. This should be making me feel better, but it doesn't. Maybe I just don't deserve it. If I can't even acknowledge the truth in front of my face, then maybe this is some kind of punishment. Maybe I'll never feel warm again. I know, baby, I know, but there's no other explanation. It has to be her. Oh. Oh! Oh my god, finally! No. No, 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 no. After all the clues I left you— Oh shit, Nina! You are revealing everything, girly pop. After all the clues I left you, it took you this long to figure it out? You're really losing your touch, girls. I break from Sherry's grip, turning to see Nina casually standing in the middle of our bedroom. She's not cackling maniacally or explaining that this is all a mistake. She just looks annoyed. Like this is some kind of mild inconvenience. What the fuck are you doing here? What's going on? What does it look like? I came to talk to you two, silly. She clicks her tongue and rolls her eyes. How? How is she so calm? Please, Nina, tell us this is a mistake. We missed some clues, didn't we? This wasn't you. Well, I mean, you did miss some clues, but you got most of them, so I'll give you points for that at least. But also, yeah, it was me. She grins and puts up her peace signs. This can't be real. I have to be dreaming, right? Surprise! Why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that to them? That's the million-dollar question. You must have some guesses, right? Of course we don't. How could we? Sherry sounds calm, but I can still feel her shaking. As she speaks, one hand edges towards the baseball bat she keeps by the side of the bed. She can't really think that Nina's going to attack us, can she? Fine. I guess I have to spell it out for you. There goes my whole night. She sighs and rubs her chin. Is she trying to figure out how to... Okay, so actually, the other thing that makes me think about this is a lot of these cases that we... Like, these murders that are happening are locked room kind of ones. Like, there's little, like, evidence of a struggle. At the very least, this explains why. Because Nina can teleport. That's her magical girl ability. She sighs and rubs her chin. Is she trying to figure out how to word her motive, or is she making one up on the spot? Well, for starters, you know I've only been killing guys with magical remnants, right? Okay. Remnants? What are you talking about? Oh my god, like people really close to magical girls. You seriously not know that they end up with a little bit of magic in them? So it would have to be a teleport person. Got it, yes. How does she know that? The president's never told us anything like that. Does she really believe it? You're lying. That isn't a thing.
Trust me, Kiki, it is. You see, I can feel them. Only after they're dead, of course, but I can totally feel them. Dying of natural causes dispels the magic, so... That's why they have to die. Basically, I need every... that's why they have to die, basically. I need every remnant I could get.
Why? What could possibly be worth trading their lives for?
Freedom, mobs! That's an easy one.
Freedom from what? Being a magical girl? You've only got a few weeks until you lose your powers anyway.
Oh, honey. You're so close, but you can't quite get there. Make it teensy bit harder. As if I can focus enough to think about anything other than the fact that our best friend is a killer. How is she so casual? What's wrong with her? Sherry, God bless her, seems able to think things through. She's good at focusing in a crisis. That makes one of us, at least. You've got it backwards. Yes, exactly! You don't want to stop. You want to keep your powers for the rest of your life. Also that. She's a succubus, but not in a fun way, says Guru! Nina pumps her fists and points at Sherry with a wide grin, hopping a bit off the ground.
Yes! I knew you would get it eventually, Cher.
I never should have doubted you. And I mean, think about it. Why should I be so down with losing my powers that I give them up without question?
Because that's what we all agreed on when we first became magical girls. We knew this wouldn't last forever. It's the new generation's fight now, not ours.
Oh, please. You really think I'm just gonna listen to some ball of light I haven't talked to in 15 years instead of trusting my own judgment? Your judgment is telling you it's okay to kill innocent people? I know that can't be right. Nina shrugs nonchalantly as if my words are just running off her. I mean, it's not like it was anyone important. Sherry grinds her teeth next to me as my hands ball into fists. I don't know how much longer I can bear hearing this. Those were our classmates, our friends, her friends. How can you call them unimportant? Because they're just humans, duh. What are you talking about, Nina? We're humans too. Oh, Kiki. You know that isn't true. She gives us another mischievous grin, and then unleashes her aura. We're magical girls. Okay. Her aura bursts from her with a force I've never felt from any other magical girl. Not even the consumed compare to this. It fills the room and spills out beyond it, its oppressive strength threatening to crush me under its weight. Sherry and I both tense, instinctively preparing for a fight. There's something very, very wrong with this aura. It feels like something new, something terrifying. Don't you get it? We've been holding ourselves back this whole time. Magical girls are capable of so much more. This is big Madoka Maguka energy. Nina, our powers don't make us inhuman. Even if we aren't human, we don't have the right to hurt them. Our powers don't make us inhuman. Our powers don't make us any less human than someone without magic. We don't have the right to consider ourselves above them. Nina frowns and shakes her head. Face it, Kiki. The consumed aren't human, so neither are we. Is that the thinking? We fight to protect humans, but they don't even know we exist. Even if they did, they probably wouldn't care about the sacrifice we made for them. So why should we care? Sherry rises from the bed, pointing an accusatory finger at Nina. I can't remember the last time I saw her look this furious. We made a choice to help them. Benevolence told us that we would be fighting without expectation of reward from the very beginning. It was never about recognition. I'm not talking about recognition, Cher. I'm talking about liberation. So killing people to get stronger equals liberation? No matter how strong your powers are, they'd still be gone in a few weeks. What's the point to all this death? Because I found a way to keep my powers. To keep everyone's powers. I mean, think about it. What if we could have a world where every magical girl could break free from her duties? A truly free world. I can only flap my jaw in disbelief. She really believes what she's saying. This is impossible. Our Nina would never think like this. Why do you think I wanted you to find out what was going on? Just for fun?
Sure, the chase was plenty of fun, but that was never my real goal. She throws her arms wide, smiling as if she's expecting a group hug. I want to help you to keep your powers. How awesome would it be if we were to be the first, if you were to be the first magical girls to join me? It'd just be like old times. Doesn't that sound like fun? Fuck that! Her voice booms, shocking Nina into silence. I can see her body shaking even harder than mine, but she's not shaking with fear. Freedom? Old time? Fun? What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't care how you try to spin it. You're a murderer. We don't want any part in your sick plan. Sherry grabs her bat, lifting it and pointing it at Nina. I don't know who you are, but you're not the Nina we know. I'm not gonna listen to a word you have to say. Now get the fuck out of my house. Nina takes a step back, her eyes widening as she looks at the bat. Oh, come on, Cher. You don't need to break out the tough guy act. If you really aren't ready to listen, I'll just have to come back another time. She pouts and puts her hands on her hips, looking back and forth between us. Just take some time to think about my plan. You'll come around. Her teleportation glow forms around her as she prepares to leave, giving us one final wave. All you have to do is trust me.
Ooh. The plot thickens! Thickens a bit more!
Something about today's training is different. I can't describe it, but this whole session has just felt off. For the past few weeks, my teachers have trained me vigorously, no doubt pleased by the prowess I've recently demonstrated through battle techniques. But they aren't nearly as intense today. In fact, they seem distracted, as if honing my skills as a warrior of the night is far from their minds. Have I disappointed them somehow? That can't be it. They let me take the initiative during the last battle. They must have some faith in me. If that faith is wavering, I'll show them that it's not misplaced. They've made me a better warrior. I have to thank them for that. Are you ready, Elle? Elle? Huh? Ruby, are you ready? Damn, that's sad. I am. Prepare yourself for my onslaught. Right. Yeah. Keely, normally so encouraging, doesn't even seem to be watching the fight. She just leans against the kitchen counter and lets her eyes wander. Looks like it's up to me to get her attention. I lunge forward with a barrage of quick jabs that Sherry deflects with ease. Oh no, that's her. But isn't she moving a little slower than usual? Usually I can barely follow her movements, but today they're perfectly clear. I'd like to think it's because my powers have improved. After all, they have. They've improved so much that Jude would be, like, totally impressed. Like, she'd think it was so cool. Maybe she'd even think I was cool. Wait, no, not the time. Focus.
Sorry, the gay is getting in my way.
Try this. I lift my leg and deliver a light roundhouse kick to Sherry's side. I know how easily she can block this one, but that block might leave her right side open. I'll definitely get a hit in then. Except she doesn't block. She doesn't even look at my leg before it smashes into the side of her head, knocking her off balance. What was that? There's no way she could have blocked that in time. She couldn't have blocked that in time. She's never missed that one. Is she going easy on me or something? Oh my god, are you alright? Was that too hard? I'm so sorry. Don't worry about it. I'm fine. That was a good hit. That was just a setup hit. It was a very good setup hit, honey. Why don't you go ahead and think about some follow attacks for it? I need to talk to Sherry for a bit. Good idea. You can show us someone when we get back. Of course. Prepare to be amazed when you return. I'm sure we will, Ruby. Just excuse us a moment. Keely hurries into the hallway and Sherry follows, rubbing the side of her head where my kick connected. I don't understand. They were able to keep training me while trying to catch a serial killer. What could rattle them more than murder? Could it be that presence I felt during my last patrol? I planned to tell them about it today, but maybe they already knew. Something that overwhelming, that menacing? Surely their experience allowed them to recognize it earlier, but would they really be that nervous about it consumed, no matter its strength? Surely not. They're battle-hardened veterans, after all. No consumed could scare them. Just like no consumed will ever scare me once I've learned the secrets of their refined combat techniques. In the meantime, I take a moment to look around the living room. I'm sure they won't mind, as long as they don't touch anything. Besides, there isn't much to see anyway. The walls are decorated with some scattered vacation photos of the two of them, and is that a college degree? I take a step closer to it, trying to figure out what field of study it's in. To my surprise, the degree belongs to Sherry. It's not that I think she's dumb or anything like that. I just can't see her sitting around in a class all day. Wait, hang on. This is a master's degree. She's got a master's in psychology? What the hell? Such a hardened warrior to have that kind of degree without even mentioning it makes no sense. Shouldn't she be, like, a therapist or something? What's she doing solving mysteries?
The same thing everyone who does a master's experiences that is not, like, job specific necessarily. She got in with experience in detective work. I took my master's degree and I am not doing anything close to it.
Different field entirely. Should probably go back to minding my business, but one last thing catches my eye. A single framed photo resting on the center of the mantelpiece. No way, they look so young. Did they take this back when they were still active magical girls? Oh, they're cute. Oh my god, Nina's clothes! Really thought that was cool back then? Not to mention how shy Keely looks. And Sherry, and how Sherry looks, not tired. Never thought I'd see that. Who's this other girl? Was she a magical girl too, or just a friend of theirs? She must have moved away or something. Maybe I should ask them about it sometime, right after I asked Nina about that outfit. Ruby, honey, what are you doing over there? Keely's soft voice makes me jump as I spin around, trying not to look guilty. Oh, I was just thinking about how to follow up that attack, like you said. I don't know if she buys it. Sherry definitely doesn't. Luckily for me, she doesn't press the issue.
That's trans Deku?
Good to hear. Why don't you take a break from that for a bit? Keely was going to cut up some pineapple for us. I know it's not in season, but I promise it's fresh. Sure, why not?
Love the enthusiasm.
Don't be snarky, Cher Bear. Sherry chuckles and gives Keely a kiss on the cheek before turning to help her in the kitchen. It's cool how sweet they are with each other, but it's also kind of embarrassing. Not as embarrassing as, like, my dad's.
Oh my god, she has 2 dads! Everyone is gay. I love this. It's so good.
But it's still pretty embarrassing. Definitely not the kind of behavior that Nightshade, Warrior of the Night, would engage in. Even if it was with Ben. Or Jude. Definitely not. So, how have things been at school? You talked to that boy? I mean, a bit. A bit isn't too bad. That was the most I could manage with her for a solid 6 months.
Yay, more gay. Yes.
A bit might be an overstatement. How about Nina? Was she any good at talking to her crushes back then? Both of them seemed to freeze in their tracks when I asked my question. Is there some mystery there or something? She was better, yeah, I think. I can't remember it that well. Is she coming today? Maybe I can ask her. No, she's not. Keely's voice is devoid of its usual warmth, the 3 words sounding almost robotic. I definitely screwed something up. Is something wrong? Is she okay? She's fine, Ruby, just busy with tour stuff. Now it's my turn to not believe her. Something's up, and it's not just my problem from the past, some problem from the past. Maybe it's something to do with whatever they were talking about earlier. One way or another, now isn't the time to pry. I still have to tell them about that presence I felt. Wouldn't be a truly powerful member of the team if I were to shy away from danger, after all. Okay, pineapple's all set. How much would you like, Ruby? Oh, just a bit, thanks. I need to make sure I have an appetite when I get home. It'd be foolish to jeopardize our great deception now, after all. When in doubt, go Nightshade. Instant confidence. Keely hands me a bowl that's more than just a bit full. She's such a mom. As appetizing as this looks, I can't start eating yet. I need to keep that Nightshade confidence up until then. Until I tell them. Hey, I need to tell you two something. What is it? I'm not sure, but I think it's something bad. Really, really bad. Normal life bad or magical girl bad? It's about the consumed. A big consumed. The information Ruby gave us was short and to the point. If not for the unique situation the last few days, it wouldn't leave any room for ambiguity. When she told us about a powerful consumed aura she'd never felt before, can we know for sure that it's a consumed? Or could it be her? What would we do then? What would Ruby do? How would she handle being confronted by... that knowledge? Maybe it would be better to send her home when we find her. Maybe. You're planning to send Ruby home, aren't you? Just in case it's Nina? Here I thought your mind reading was my thing. No need to be jealous, dear. Mine only works on you. She smiles at me as we bound from building to building, making our way to the designated meeting spot. We'll have to tell her eventually, even if it's just to stop her from turning Nina in.
Right. This is something magical girls need to solve on our own. There's a reason we can't go to the authorities about anything related to our duty. Even if we have proof of the connection between Nina and the victims, there's no way to put a case together without revealing the existence of magical girls. And, more importantly, without revealing the existence of Consumed. There would be mass panic. The world isn't ready for the knowledge that these monsters walk among them.
There has to be a way to talk her down. I know we can make her see how wrong this plan of hers is.
Her voice carries a false confidence that can't fully hide her uncertainty. It's still more than I can manage right now. I've talked Nina out of dumb shit before, but never something like this. Hell, I still can't believe she has this kind of darkness in her. How did we not see it? What happened to her? Is she always like this? What happened to her? This couldn't have happened naturally. Something must have gotten a hold of her. Nina wouldn't do something like this on her own. I hope you're right. We don't need this to end in violence. Of course we don't want to fight her, that's obvious. But there's another more ominous meaning to my words. A meaning that calls on old memories of our battles together. Would we even stand a chance against her? She's always been the strongest of us, and with that aura she showed us. Honey, I think that's her at the head. For a moment I'm worried she means Nina, but as expected it's just Ruby. Right on time, as always. Hello? We drop down beside her, ready for her report. Any luck finding it, My words freeze as soon as I get a good look at her. Something's wrong. Dangerously wrong. Uh-oh.
Ruby, sweetie, are you okay?
Keely kneels down to Ruby's side, putting a hand on her trembling shoulder. Ruby's entire body is shaking like a leaf and drenched in sweat. I was gonna say, maybe it's the boyfriend. Or maybe it's, not Jude. The guy. Her eyes are wide and wild, clearly in shock. Could Nina have been the one to rally her like this?
It's worse. It's so much worse.
Her voice is barely above a whisper. I have to lean down just to hear her.
What is it, Ruby? What's worse? That thing. The thing I told you about. It's even worse.
How far out is it? Can you show us where it is? Still shaking, Ruby points out to the financial district. Of course. Consumed would have an easier time hiding in a place that's already full of greed. I'm about to ask Keely if she can sense it, but one look at her tells me she's already has. The color is drained from her face as she stares with the same wide eyes as Ruby.
What is this?
She looks up at me and mouths, "It's not her," before looking back at the horizon. No matter what it is they're sensing, I cannot breathe a sigh of relief. We can deal with regular Consumed. I hope.
We have to get closer. I need to see it myself.
I nod, extending my aura in hopes of sensing it sooner rather than later. For now, all I can sense is the fear in Keely and Ruby's hearts. If this thing is as bad as they say, what can I do about Ruby? Can she handle seeing that thing again? She can do this. No matter how scary that thing is, it's still a Consumed, and she's still a magical girl. I can't ask her to run away from this. She needs to know that we can trust her. Can you keep going, Ruby?
Yeah, I just need a minute.
Keely and I step away from her, giving her room to breathe. Keely leans over and whispers in my ear, making sure Ruby can't hear us.
Are you sure she can handle this? I don't want her getting hurt.
She'll be okay. We're just gonna observe it for now. After a few moments, Ruby rises to her feet and gives us a nod.
I'm ready. Follow me.
You got it, kid. Just don't go too far ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't bother to correct her this time. She's dealing with enough already. We're a few miles away from the financial district when I first feel the Consumed aura. My blood runs cold as the sensation washes over me. This must have been how Keely felt earlier. It's not Nina, that's for sure. The aura is pure Consumed, through and through. But the size of it, I never dreamed a Consumed would radiate this much power. I want to turn back, to run away as far as possible. My body is screaming at me. Stop. This isn't safe. You have to pull back. I push forward with grim determination. Keely seems to have acclimated more to the crushing pressure by now. She's moving with a certainty I couldn't manage if I tried, brave as always. Still an inspiration after all these years. Ruby isn't handling it as well, but that's only natural. I try to take it slow, giving her a chance to catch up as her shaky movements keep her from maintaining her usual pace. I can't blame her.
I'm able to block out the sensation until we're about 1 mile away. Even then, I can still feel it pushing against the corners of my mind. If its aura is this overpowering while at range, then... Oh, whoa! That's cool. I'm able to block out the sensation until we're 1 mile away. Even then, I can feel it push against the corners of my mind. Even if this aura is overpowering at this range, then...
Greetings, servants of benevolence. I've waited for you.
The voice rumbles in my head, bringing me to a screeching halt as it overwhelms my thoughts. What the hell was that? Don't tell me. Did you just hear that? I think so. Did it just speak? It can't have. The consumed don't have a mind beyond the need to hunt. It's always been their nature, ever since Malice created them. Keely shakes her head, trying to clear the aura so she can think. I know this seems crazy, but what if that is Malice? But Malice doesn't have a physical form. Are you saying that this thing is some kind of conduit? Can you think of any other explanation?
Little pawns of fate, do you seek an audience with me? Come forward, then. Bear witness to the inevitable.
What the fuck? We have to go to it, right? It's calling to us. I'm about to tell her we should pull back for now, but something stops me. For some reason, I feel a drive to approach it. What happened to the revulsion I felt just a moment ago? It's trying to get in our heads. Don't let it take hold of you. Keely stands firm, looking at it with conviction. Whatever's messing with our heads seems to have a much weaker hold on her. We have to see it for ourselves, but keep your distance. I don't know how, but it's exerting some kind of pressure. She's right. I just need to make sure I focus on her and trust her to ground me. The bond we share makes that easier. What about Ruby? Can she keep it together under this kind of mental strain? Ruby, do you need to go back? Ruby shakes her head, trying to ground herself in her own way. I'll be fine. Nothing can corrupt the avenging power of Nightshade. Atta girl. Hey, if it works, it works.
Step forward, little pawns. Do not be afraid. You will be given time to prepare before the end arrives.
I concentrate as hard as I can, sending a thought back to whatever it is that's speaking to us. Go fuck yourself. I have a hard time seeing it at first. Maybe it's blending in with the cloudy skyline, or maybe it's... It can't be. It's not blending in with the skyline. It is the skyline.
Oh, that's actually super cool. I love that.
I am Avarice. Oh!
A gargantuan, writhing mass of tentacles and eyeballs fixes its compound gaze on us. Razor-sharp claws and a snapping beak slip in and out of the shifting mass. Their movements as unpredictable as they are deadly. Wherever I thought I was gonna see, this is worse.
Your world belongs to me.
I thought nothing could scare me about as much as the truth about Nina did. But I'll be damned if that thing doesn't come very fucking close.
All that you have is mine. You and your kind are mere trinkets for me to collect.
A few of its tentacles release their hold on one building and begin to stretch towards us. The beak emerges again, and I can see rows upon rows of fangs within it, built to consume. Back. Get out of its sight. I call it a tactical retreat, but the truth is that the three of us are just trying to get as far away from that thing as possible. We can't hope to defeat something like that. Even with all three of us combined, it'd be suicide. We sure as hell can't go to Nina for help. The last thing we need right now is for her to make things even worse.
Guru says, sorry, but with climate change, this world can't be yours for much longer. Our bad. Have fun with the world dying and being really hot constantly.
I thought the situation with Nina was already the worst case scenario, but I guess I just didn't have enough imagination to consider the possibility that it could get even more bleak. So, any ideas, you two? I've got nothing. For now, anyway. It's not like we can just give up, though. I might have an idea. Both of us look at her in surprise. Did she notice something we didn't? The four of us can't take it on alone, but maybe we don't have to. She still thinks Nina can help us. Ignorance sure is bliss. What do you mean? If we noticed it, then the other magical girls must have done the same, right? No doubt about that, but how would we find out who's seen it? The group chat. Maybe we can use it to organize something. It's a really good idea. Ruby smiles at my approval, revitalized slightly after our ordeal. She's grown. Let's get back to the house. Time to put your plan into action. Back at the house, Keely pours us all some apple juice while I pace back and forth in the living room, trying to get that thing's voice out of my head. Ruby's been diligently tapping away at her phone, reaching out to as many people as she can. I have no idea how many other magical girls she has in that group chat. Are those things really just usually... Aren't those things just usually a few people, or something like 20? I can only pray it's the latter. If we're gonna take this thing on, we're gonna need all hands on deck. It's the only way we can hope to avoid an L situation. We're in luck. Just about everyone's seen that thing and knew to keep far away from it. Did it try to talk to any of them? Doesn't seem like it. At least not from what they're saying. It must have stayed further away than we did. Or it could be that it was only interested in us. But I'd rather avoid thinking about that possibility. What do they think about your plan? Ruby takes a sip of her apple juice and grins at me. If this has worked out well enough to get a smile out of her, we must be in pretty good shape. Some girls were pretty nervous, but when I told them about how we'd have some veterans with us... Thank you, Royal We. I appreciate it. Have a good night. Basically, you guys, like, inspire confidence and stuff. As a true warrior of the night should, of course. Of course. Plus, Jude wants to team up, so, like, She trails off into mumbles. Who's Jude? Oh, you know, just like another magical girl and stuff. Like, I was just using her as, like, an example of someone that wants to join us. Keely chuckles as Ruby stumbles over her words, clearly embarrassed. Looks like that boy from her school isn't the only crush she's dealing with right now. Not that I can judge, obviously. After all. I gaze at Keely with when her eyes meet mine. We smile in unison, remembering our own awkward days when we were still dealing with our mutual crushes on each other. It's a warm memory, one that's very welcome right now. A fellow warrior of the night, right? Yes, exactly, a warrior of the night. Ruby looks down at her phone, refusing to make eye contact with either of us. I get it. So what's next? Get everyone together to figure out some kind of coordinated assault on this thing? Pretty much, yeah. We're definitely not using text for that. Any sort of safe spot away from consumed activity where we can all meet up and talk attack plans? I've got a few ideas. One of the girls mentioned her mom having a big boat or something down at Navy Pier. Should have enough space inside for us to talk in private. Keely's eyes light up at the idea. That's perfect! Consumed tend to stay away from the water anyway. Have you ever figured out why that is? I just assume they aren't great swimmers. Somehow I doubt that's the case, but as long as it works. Can you reach out to her and see if that's doable? Once we have it locked down, we can figure out a time when everyone's free. As long as it's not a school night. It's so easy for her to switch to mom mode at a moment's notice. Not huge on the idea of kids, but I'm sure she'd be great if we ever did have one. You can count on me. I'll make it happen. She's able to look at us now that, she's able to look at us now. That nightshade conviction back in full force. Ruby, I know you will. I'm gonna put full confidence in Ruby. 100%. Of course you will, Ruby. I know you've got this. She gives us another one of her rare smiles. It's not a lie either. She's proven herself to be trustworthy. She finishes her juice and starts to head for the door, giving us one last backward glance. We'll be okay, right? We'll be okay, I promise. I know she doesn't mean it. Neither of us can promise anything. Not after what happened with Lena. But we need Ruby to have hope. Now more than ever. If those girls are too afraid to give it their all when the time comes, then Keely and I will end up with even more blood on our hands. Just like we did back then. Oh. I'm a firm believer in a regular sleep cycle. I'm gonna assume that's actually Keely. I'm a firm believer in a regular sleep cycle. If I don't get much sleep, I still try to turn the lights out by midnight. But not this week. I can't. Not with Nina and Avarice hanging over our heads. It's 2:30 in the morning and I'm still sitting in bed trying and failing to read the latest dumb paperback romantic drama I grabbed from the checkout aisle at the grocery store. The only thing keeping me from giving up on sleep for the night is the comforting warmth... Damn it! It's not... Fuck. I thought it was Keely. Is the comforting warmth radiating from Keely as she lays next to me, curled up against my side. Her eyes are closed, but I know she isn't sleeping either. At least she's giving it the old college try.
I can't resist reaching out to brush my fingers through her hair, smiling as she lets out a quiet sigh before opening her eyes. Can't sleep again? No dice. I figured the snooze festival book would knock me out, but I can't even read enough for it to bore me. Next time you should try one of those cliche straight romance novels. Those always put me to sleep. Really? They just make you feel sick. That doesn't surprise me at all. She throws an arm around my stomach and pulls herself closer, her body fully pressed against mine. I can't believe that still makes me blush. Can I share some thoughts with you? I understand if you're too tired right now. You know I'm never too tired to listen to you.
Oh, they're so cute.
She kisses my cheek, and when she pulls away, her smile is gone. Whatever she's been thinking about, it must be related to Nina's situation. When Avarice spoke to us, you said that you felt it, pulling at you, inside your mind. I shudder at the memory, so repulsed by the feeling of having someone else's voice in my head. Yeah, when it told us to come closer. When it told us to come closer, I took a few steps in its direction without noticing. It was like my body wanted to follow its instructions even if my brain didn't. But that didn't happen to you, right? Even though you heard the same voice? Right. Which means whatever kind of influence it's exerting has differing levels of strength depending on the individual. My eyes widen as her point clicks into place. Worse. It's talking to Nina, yeah. I don't know why, but maybe she's more susceptible to it than we are? Maybe it can control her from further away? Could it influence her thoughts, maybe? Avarice only influenced my body, not my mind, but she's developed this whole twisted philosophy. I mean, maybe. There's still so much about this we don't understand, right? Anything is possible. The note of desperation in her voice is unmistakable. She does have a point. We've never encountered anything like Avarice before. There's too much we don't know. What if it played on feelings that were already there? It could have encouraged her to take them to the extreme. Controlled by temptation. It does sound like something a consumed would do. That wouldn't explain why she had those thoughts in the first place. If she had a desire to do that, can we really consider it the consumed's fault? Keely sits up in bed and moves slightly away from me, looking down. Something's on her mind, but it's not something she's ready to say. What could be worse than what we've already said about her fucked up situation? Maybe she still wants to avoid talking about Nina? I can't blame her for that. Hell, I'm still having a hard time processing it. But we're too far past that initial shock to leave these things unsaid. Doing that isn't like her. Something on your mind, baby? She just nods, still refusing to look at me. Do you want to talk about it? Promise you won't judge me? I'll never judge you, I promise. Keely takes a deep breath and pulls her legs up to her chest, curling up the way she does when she's overwhelmed. Her response, weak and timid, reveals just how much these thoughts have been eating away at her. I think I understand why she'd have those thoughts. Because sometimes I have them too. That you want to kill for that kind of power? That you don't want to give up your powers. I'm sure. What exactly do you mean by that? You've thought about wanting to keep your powers? Yes, I mean, sort of. Not that I'd be willing to do those sorts of things to keep them, but I do really want to keep them. Even from the side, I can tell that her eyes are starting to well up with tears. I desperately want to wrap my arms around her and pull her close, but I don't want to interrupt her. She needs to get this out. I know you're at peace with losing your powers. We've talked before about how you want to leave that part of your past behind. But mine means so much to me in so many ways. I reach out and take her hand. Hopefully that doesn't serve as an interruption, because I need to touch her right now. I need to remind her that she isn't alone. Do you remember how I acted when you first met me? In our daily lives, I mean? Of course I do. You've grown so much since then. She was so shy back then. I stood up to her bullies as much as I could, but she'd always hide in the back of the class in baggy clothes with a frown on her face. Not that I could blame her. Most people back then didn't know the first thing about being trans. What? That's awesome! Yeah, that's so cool! Wow, I did not clock that at all. Like, early on. I don't think they made that obvious at all. No. They mentioned her about, like, her being bullied and that she wore baggy clothes. I just assumed she was under. That's fucking cool! This game is great representation. Goddamn.
I was a nervous wreck. Always sad, always trying to be ignored. But that wasn't the case when we went out at night.
I remember. You were always cheery and smiling in that way that made me blush like crazy. Who is trans? Keely's trans! Keely's trans! Let me find the log. Here. You've grown so much since then. Do you remember how you act? Sir Keely, do you remember how I acted when you first met me in our daily lives? She was so shy back then. I stood up to her bullies as much as I could, but she'd always hide in the back of the class in baggy clothes with a frown on her face. Not that I can blame her. Most people back then didn't know the first thing about being trans! Keely's trans. That's fucking cool. Right? It's so good! I'm so happy. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save here.
She lets out a small laugh but doesn't smile. Because back then, being a magical girl...
A magical skirl?
Being a magical girl was all I had.
I mean, can you imagine what it was like when I first had the opportunity to become one? Isn't that awesome? Oh my god, I want a trans magical girl. That's so cool. Cause like, I don't know if she transitioned. Maybe she felt like she was on the way. Like, I think she maybe felt that she always was, like, she was a girl. But I don't know if she transitioned. Wouldn't it be fucking great if, like, the power was like, hey, you want to be a magical girl because the universe is fucking acknowledging you as a girl? And you get to have magical powers? That's been fucking sick. I love that. I guess trans and magical transformation would be an amazing fit. Hell yeah. Right? I love it. I love it. It's so good.
When I first realized... Oh, here we go. When I first realized I was a girl, I felt like a freak. Like there was something wrong with me. I tried so hard to hide those feelings and pretend they didn't exist. Can you imagine how it felt to have something as powerful as benevolence come down and tell me there was nothing? That's fucking great! Oh, they were holding the story back. This is the best. This is my favorite part of the game. This is so cool. And tell me there was nothing wrong with who I was? To offer me a title that proved to me and to the world that I'd always been a real girl?
I'm gonna cry. That's so sad. That's so good. That's so wholesome.
The tears start to flow in earnest now. Not just for her, but for me too. The pain in her voice is impossible to bear. Being a magical girl made me feel real. Reminded me that it didn't matter what people said to me during the day. Because the universe had proved them wrong.
Oh! Goddamn! Oh, my little heart! Yes, Guru, yes!
She lets go of my hand to wrap her arms around... She lets go of my hand to wrap her arms around my legs, fully retreating into herself. Oh.
Sorry, around her legs, not my legs! Ah! I'm just like, oh, the gay is so powerful. I read that as a different word.
I have no doubts about who I am now. I'm Keely. I'm a woman, and I've always been one. And you affirm that for me every single day. I always will, sweetie, you know that. I do, but even still, knowing I'm gonna lose that magical part of me soon.
Oh! Oh, I get it, girly. Oh.
Feels like that piece of the universe that validated me all those years ago is gonna disappear with it. Losing it won't change who I am, but I'm afraid it's gonna shake some of that old confidence loose. Make me feel insecure again. Or even ashamed, and that terrifies me. I reach out for her again, gently touching her shoulder. Keely, I'd do almost anything to keep it there, to feel that validation forever. I really do believe that. I wouldn't do what Nina's doing. I could never do that, even if it meant keeping my powers. God help me, I understand those feelings that avarice might have drawn on. All it would have had to do is push them into a dangerous territory she must have been willing to go to. She lets out a small sob, some mixture of guilt and fear. I can't stop myself anymore. I pull her into a tight hug, squeezing her as she cries into my shoulder. Her body trembles as she hugs me back.
Oh my goodness, I love this writing, says Guru. Agreed. Agreed.
I can't imagine how painful that must be. I know that these feelings are ones I can't fully understand, but I understand you, who you are. No matter what changes, whether it be losing magic or the world turning on you, you'll always be my special girl. As long as you know that, the universe doesn't need to say a damn thing.
And hey, if the universe tries to say something to the contrary, I'll fuck it up the same way I fucked up Mikey Smith's face when he tried to talk shit to you back in high school. That one gets another laugh from her. This one doesn't feel as cold. Didn't you break his nose? Knocked out a few teeth, too. So Benevolence better play nice or else it'll be the next one to end up crying in the nurse's office. That's cute as fuck. I kiss her forehead as she leans into me even more. Her legs slip from between us and down to the end of the bed as she releases her curled up shape. More progress.
Thank you, Cher Bear, for everything. Back then and now.
My pleasure, baby. She looks up at me and smiles, tears still streaking her face. I reach down to wipe them away, and she nuzzles against my hand. You'll always be my wife. And I love you so goddamn much. I love you too, more than anything. She kisses me, a deep kiss filled with relief and adoration. The perfect kind. When we pull away, her tears have been replaced with a smile and a faint blush. It's still gonna be hard, but it helps to know I won't have to go through it alone. Thank you for not judging me.
Hey, I promised.
It's my turn to pull her into a kiss, filled with the boundless love she makes me feel and the passion burning inside me. The blush on her face is unmistakable now. It's more than just relief. Do you think you could do one more thing for me? Anything. She swallows, looking me up and down. Could you remind me of what being your wife means again? Damn! It's my turn to blush now, her embarrassed expression making my heart pound. Are you sure you're okay with that right now? We just had a pretty heavy talk. I know it seems strange, but after all that, I could really use some closeness, some care. She looks up at me with wide, full eyes that might as well have decided my answer for me. No way am I saying no to that. Would you please take care of me, Sherry? I swallow and nod my head like I'm a nervous teen again. I'd love to. Damn. The truth is, I need this closeness as much as she does. All the uncertainty, all the fear, all the sorrow. For a moment I can put them aside. Instead I can simply focus on the woman I love. The softness of her skin, her tiny gasps and whispers, the way she shivers when I trace my fingers along her curves, the sight of her, the sound of her, the scent of her, the taste of her, my senses filled with her and her alone. It's a very pretty way of explaining that. When we're done, lying next to each other, she peppers my face with tiny kisses. I relax, fully and completely. And for the first time since this all began, I actually sleep through the night. Wholesome. I don't know how much of my clapping is coming across, but I'm applauding. I wake up the next morning to a text from Ruby. Did she get things set already? Nightshade is online. Nightshade here. I've secured the location and gathered our fellow night warriors. What time shall we convene tonight? Oh shit, tonight? I was hoping we'd have a day or two to focus on dealing with the Nina situation. But I can't exactly tell her that. After all... Ooh. She wouldn't be able to handle it. She's not ready to hear the truth yet. She's not ready to hear the truth yet. I know we will tell her eventually, but right now her focus needs to be on Avarice. If we're lucky, taking it out might help us resolve the Nina situation entirely. One way or another, we've got to put this meeting on first. If they go ahead without us, things could get ugly. Very ugly. 10 p.m. Could meet you there. Very well. We will prepare for your arrival then. Looks like the die has been cast. Let's hope Nina doesn't pick tonight to strike again. Really, Sherry? Strike again? You can't think of this like it's some normal murder case. She's not striking. I think I'm gonna go the route of like, she's being manipulated. I should mention there are multiple endings to this. I do know this. I'm gonna say manipulated. I can't force myself to believe that she's some kind of cold-blooded killer. If Keely's right about Avarice pulling the strings, then that makes her another victim, right? It must be. I just have to hope. Oh, she's so cute. Look at her. My wife stirs next to me, rolling over to rest her face against my side. I brush my fingers through her hair, and I'll do my best to force a reassuring smile. Morning, cutie.
Good morning. She kisses my side a few times before slowly pushing herself up in bed and opening her eyes. Looks like I'm not the only one who got some actual rest last night. She's so damn cute when she wakes up. The way she brushes her hair out her face and gives a little smile, followed by a little kiss, is as precious this morning as it's been for years. Turns out I don't have to force a smile after all. It just comes naturally when I look at her. Sleep well? Very, very well. Thanks to you. I grin over the back of my neck, trying not to blush. I fill her in on the details of the meeting as well as my thoughts on Nina while the two of us get dressed. I heard back from Ruby. Looks like we're meeting tonight. Sounds like we'll spend today coming up with a plan or two. As long as I can have a nosh first, I'm starving. Are you kidding? After last night, I should be making you a 5-course meal. Goddamn! You just worry about making yourself some coffee, and I'll take care of breakfast. Have I ever told you that you're the best? Maybe 100 or 200 times by now, but it's always nice to hear it again. Keely and I make it to the boat a bit before 10, slipping inside to find 15 or so magical girls already waiting for us. I was afraid that the whole group would be on edge by the time we got there, but thankfully they proved me wrong. Most of them are on their phones or chatting amongst themselves. Ruby's the only one who even notices us come in. Ma'am's over here! I smile in response and I start to walk over, but Keely lags behind. She's trying not to show it, but her glances around the room reveal that something's got her worried. Everything alright, babe? She closes the distance between us, whispering into my ear. Did you see the name of the boat? Painted on the side? I think so. The Bell House, right? Damn, I was hoping I'd read it wrong. What's wrong with the name? Guru says, yeah, I like the manipulative thinking, especially after Keely's speech. Yeah. Agreed. She steps back, rubbing the back of her neck and looking down at the floor. I broke into this boat a few months ago. Stole some jewelry one of the parents had left behind. Are you worried about being recognized? No, nothing like that. It's kind of awkward. My wife, the thief with a heart of gold. As awkward as it is for her, I can't help finding it a little funny. And I guess it's true about criminals returning to the scene of the crime. She pouts at me, but I catch a glimpse of a smile as I turn away. I only tease her when I know it'll cheer her up. Hey, Ruby, looks like you got a pretty nice turnout. You did great, honey. I'm sure this will be enough to beat that thing. Ruby beams at us, once again breaking her edgy character. Yeah, there are a bunch of girls I've never even met before. None of them had a chance to learn from the veteran magical girls like I have, so they were all excited to hear what you have to teach us. Oh my gosh, is that them? Oh my god, she's cute! Another magical girl, around the same age as Ruby, rushes over to us with an excited squeak. She might as well be Ruby's polar opposite. Oh, I bet this is Jude. With a bright rose-colored outfit and cheerful aura, she reminds me a bit of how Keely acted when we first met. Hey, Jude, yeah, this is, them. Oh, I get it now. Looks like Ruby also has the same taste as I did back then, and the same fear of talking to her crush. Good luck, kid. It's nice to finally meet you, Jude. Nightshade has told us all about you. Guru says how it should have ended. Sherry slides next to Ruby and impales her eye over the head spike. Oh no! The end, what? She has? Wow, that's so cool of you, Ruby. Oh, I mean, it was nothing and stuff. Ruby looks down at the floor and I raise an eyebrow at Keely. Don't make her any more nervous than she already is. She nods in response. Message received. Would you like to tell us what your power is? Oh, it's, A loud shriek from the other side of the room makes us all freeze in our tracks. It's only a moment before Keely and I dash for the noise, noting a group of girls carting around the source of the noise. Is one of them hurt? What happened? Oh my god! It's her! It's really her! More shrieks and squeals from the crowd. Clearly sounds of excitement rather than fear. What's going on? It can't be— oh, it's Nina. I'm about to ask her what she's talking about when I see the person standing in the middle of the crowd. Of course it's Nina. Oh my OMG girls, y'all look so amazing. I had no idea Chicago had so many adorable magical girls running around it these days. Did you hear that? She called us adorable. You're really a magical girl. I can't believe it. Can I get a selfie with you? Nina laughs, shaking the outstretched hands and patting the heads of the girls surrounding her. Looks like she doesn't have a care in the world. Sherry, so my first lesson to you is, for you two, is that holding hands with another magical girl greatly amplifies your power. Greatly amplifies your power. Wink.
Sorry, ladies, no photos tonight. I've got to keep this side of me a secret after all. The group collectively awes, but nobody protests. Could we get autographs? Of course, anything for my fans. She giggles and grabs a pen off the table, signing various pieces of paper and handing them out to a gleeful crowd. How? How can she be so calm? Does she really not feel a shred of guilt about what she's been doing? The things she might keep doing after tonight? Yuri says, well, I'm glad Nina found some time to wash the blood off. Yeah, really. I motion for Keely to step back, leaning over to whisper to her. What do we do? We can't just tell the crowd right now. It would cause a panic. I know it sounds crazy, but the best move by now might be to stay quiet. If she's gonna keep acting normal, we can let her be for now and confront her after the meeting. But what if you're right about her being controlled? What if that lets Avarice listen to our plan? Good point. Why don't we let her finish talking with them and then ask her to come outside with us? At the very least, we can try to get her to leave. Could be worth a shot. Seeing her act like this just doesn't sit right with me. Keely touches my shoulder and lightly brushes my face. I know, I don't like it either, but we don't have a choice. I sigh and nod, moving back over to the group so as not to draw suspicion. You've really been a magical girl this whole time, like for your whole career? You bet. Haven't you girls ever wondered how I hide from the paparazzi? The girls collectively at her response, drawn in by her boundless charisma. Are you gonna keep making music after you stop being a magical girl? Please say yes. Of course I am, girl, but that's only if I stop being a magical girl. Don't you lose your powers when you turn 30? Are you gonna be like a vigilante, like a superhero? Nina laughs and ruffles the girl's hair, eliciting another squeal of joy. Most of us lose our powers then, but not all of us. Oh no. Yeah, I was gonna say she's gonna rally them to her idea, her cause. Oh no, she won't. She can't. I mean, isn't it wonderful to be a magical girl? To be way cooler than everyone else? Yeah! Sure, some of you might get tired of it eventually, but I bet some of you wish you could be one forever, right? The color drains from my face as the girls cheer. I can't just stand by and let her fuck with their heads. That's great, because I might be working on a plan that would let us keep our powers. Doesn't that sound amazing? She's literally becoming Cube from Madoka Magica. Fuck this. I step forward and push through the crowd, ignoring a few confused yelps from the girls. Before Nina can say another word, I grab her arm hard. We need to talk now. Can it wait? I'm in like the middle of telling a story. Now. She sighs, throwing up her other hand in exasperation. Ugh, fine, but this better be important. Would you come outside with us, please? I promise it won't take long. Somehow Keely is able to stay calm. At least that makes one of us. Okay, don't go anywhere near girls. I'll be right... No, or, sorry. I read that wrong. Okay, don't go anywhere, girls. I'll be right back, okay? The crowd gives another cheer as I lead Nina through them and toward the door. As soon as they're out of earshot, I hiss into her ear. You stay the fuck away from them. Okay, Mom, I'm older than you, remember? She giggles nonchalantly as we lead her outside, smiling like she doesn't have a care in the world. Like she isn't wading through a sea of blood with every step. Nina gives an exasperated groan as she follows us outside. It feels like this whole thing is just a minor inconvenience to her. Good advice for a lot of creeps. Yes, indeed it was. Okay, so like, what's the deal? I was having fun back there. I grit my teeth and do my best to keep an even tone. Having fun trying to convince them that it's okay to do what you did? I was teaching them, silly. No convincing involved. And I have to say, I can see why you two love the whole teacher gig so much. It's so validating, you know? Teaching them to hurt other people? What happened to you, Nina? Keely's face is softer than mine, but I know she's not going for the whole good cop, bad cop thing. She's just got it together enough to appeal to reason. I already told you, sis, I'm not teaching them to hurt other magical girls. Who cares if they have to get rid of some nobodies for the sake of helping everybody else? It's like utilitarian and stuff. Besides, it's not like we're killing anyone important. They probably wouldn't even be grateful if we found out how often we saved their asses. I think it's fine for a few of them to go. Nina's a very fun villain, though. She is. I agree. I like her. You're wrong, Nina. Everyone is important. That's why we do what we do. Not for some kind of reward or status, but to protect everyone around us. Nina giggles, brushing away a loose strand of hair, calm as ever. Are you, like, sure you don't want to get in on this? Because judging by your attitude, it seems like your worldview is childish enough already. Stop it.
Stop it. Ooh. We both know this isn't who you are. I don't think I want to slap her yet.
Stop trying to rile her up.
The Nina I know wouldn't do that to her friends. I paused, trying to figure out how to word this next bit. I know something happened to you. I think I know what it is.
Nina scoffs and looks away.
She really is convinced she's doing this all on her own. How? We know about avarice, Nina. We know how it gets in your head. Avarice? Like greed? I'm not just doing this from her power, you know. I'm not like that. Avarice hasn't been talking to her? Oh, fuck. Not the word, the consumed avarice. The one in the financial district. Don't tell me you haven't seen it. Oh, that big guy? Is that what you gals are here to deal with? Not to brag, but I've always been the strongest of us. Let me help you out. Big Pal sounds cool. I sigh and rub my temples. There has to be a way to get through to her. You don't understand. There's something different about this one. It can do something the others can't. Oh yeah? Like what? Can it shoot laser beams and stuff? It can talk to you in your mind. Nina's eyes widen in confusion. We might finally be getting somewhere. Oh yeah! I knew that. Huh? I got confused because you said it was something no other consumed could do. And we've run into a talking one before. What? What are you talking about? We never met one like that. No, we totally did. Don't you remember? She rubs her chin, thinking of something that thing probably put in her head. Well, I mean, you girls were probably, like, in shock, so that makes sense, I guess. Oh well, no sense dwelling on it now. What were we saying? Nina, I need you to listen. It doesn't just talk to you, it tells you things. It didn't happen to me, but it happened to me. When it told me to come closer, I felt my body start moving on its own. My head got all foggy, too. The same thing happened to Ruby. Nina thinks on it for a moment. I'm about to follow up with some more information when her jaw drops open. You think it's messing with me, don't you? Like, you think it's making me do this? I look at Keely, who looks as lost as I am. What do you say when someone figures out what you were going to say in the first place? We do. Not that we think you're a puppet or anything, just that it might have put some ideas in your head. We're not telling you that you can make so we can make you angry or anything. We were just hoping that maybe if you knew, you could fight it. Get it out of you. Nina sighs and looks down at the ground. When she speaks, her voice is quiet and filled with sadness. Oh, girls. I thought you knew me better than that. I'm not trying to hurt anybody for fun, like they do. I'm trying to do something important. My reasons are my own. I still have hope that you two will come to understand that. Besides, have I ever let anyone tell me what to do? I can't do anything but shake my head. We care about you, honey. We know you're doing what you think is right. We're just asking you to stop to think about where the idea first came from. I know where it came from, Kiki, and I know that it's mine. She turns away, looking up at the sky. I'm going. Please think about what I told you. It's not too late to think about for things to go back to how they were. Interesting. Okay. The two of us watch her leave in silence. My mind is racing. Our plans to attack Avers taking a backseat to the uncertain future Nina has planned for us. Normally, Keely's quick to snap me out of this sort of state, but her wide eyes make it clear she's feeling the same way. Instead of saying anything, I simply wrap my arms around her and hold her to my chest. My hug grounds her, and her warmth grounds me too. The feeling is enough to slow my thoughts down, if only for a moment. Can you still handle taking over the plan with the other girls? Yeah, I can handle it. That has to come first. I can have a panic attack about what just happened after we get home. Not a girl. Damn. Alright, everyone gather around. I step over to a table in the middle of the room, unrolling the diagram I'd drawn up ahead of time. Where did Nina go? Is she coming back? The crowd murmurs as they gather around the table. Keely's the first one to come up with an excuse. She had a studio meeting she had to get to, so she's completely forgotten about. We'll make sure to fill her in after the meeting. Sorry to disappoint you girls, but we've got enough to focus on tonight already. I don't like lying to them. I never liked lying in general, but I like hurting people even less. Now then, if you'll all take a minute to look over the layout here. The girls look on as Keely and I explain our battle plan. Focusing on placement and tactics gives me room to file away my thoughts about Nina, for now. We'll have 3 groups, each approaching from different angles. Given its size and the number of talented magical girls we have, this should be more than enough to disorient it. and if we're lucky, enough to stretch its communication powers too thin to exert major influence. But that doesn't mean it won't be a danger. That's why, as well as having group leaders, we'll be using a buddy system. If avarice starts to disorient you, your buddy will help you fall back and snap out of it. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Magical girls are a team. The girls give murmurs of approval with some raising hands to ask questions. We answer them as best we can. Honestly, there are fewer than we expected. These girls are good. I'll be leading one team, and my wife will be leading another. As for leader of the third team... I put my hand on Ruby's shoulder, giving her an encouraging pat. Yes, encouraging Ruby! Nightshade here has shown that she's more than capable of coordinating a group. Ah, yes. I, Nightshade, will ensure we warriors of the night emerge victorious. Hell yeah, Nightshade. I hope I get to be on your team. Ruby blushes and looks down, struggling to maintain her Nightshade voice. Thank you, Jude. Together, I have no doubt we will banish this creature. Keely chuckles, brushing her hand against mine and winking at me. Go ahead and pick a buddy, everyone. Once you have one, we'll divide you into teams. Process didn't take long. Conveniently enough, we've got an even number of girls. Splitting them into teams of 3 ends up even 2. Sure, it's a coincidence, but it feels like a good sign. We all go over the plan one more time before wrapping up. Some of the girls still seem nervous, whispering their concerns back and forth. But most are looking up at us with confident grins and a firm stance. That's good. It's rare for magical girls to get seriously injured. Even rarer for them to... Well, let's just say it's very rare. I can only pray this plan is enough to keep it that way. After we finished saying our goodbyes to the other magical girls, Sherry and I decided to take the long way home. No matter how many times I've seen it, looking at the Chicago skyline from way up here always makes me feel at ease. Looking at it from ground level can't compare. What am I going to replace it with when this is over? We're closing in on our house when Sherry slows down to look at me. Hey, you remember when I helped that guy find his missing daughter a few years back? Of course! They were both so happy when you brought her back safe. I'd never forget those smiles. Sherry gives me a smile of her own before continuing. Well, that guy was a maintenance inspector for one of the high-rises downtown. So he has a key to the building. And he owes me a favor. Why are you telling me this? Well, I was just thinking that maybe I could get him to let us hang out on the roof from time to time. If that's something you want to do, I mean. Now, how could you possibly know I was thinking about that? She chuckles, bringing us to a stop so she can rub my head. You had that look on your face, the one that says, I'm happy and I'm sad at the same time. You were able to tell what I was thinking from just a look? They don't call me Sherlock for nothing, you know. I wrap an arm around her waist and pull her close to me, making her eyes and her smile widen at the same time. Come here, detective. That kind of deduction deserves a reward. I bring my lips to hers as she wraps her arms around me, letting me lean into her. It's warm and welcoming, the promise of a deeper kiss to come. It'll take more than a single kiss to soothe the jumble of thoughts we both have swirling around in our heads. But hey, every little bit helps, right? I have to pull apart after a moment to let out a long yawn. Staying up this... Sorry, I was distracted. Staying up this late is a young girl's game. Ready to head home and pass out? Yes, please. I stretch and let out another yawn as Sherry opens the door to lead us inside. Home sweet home. Should I shower before I go to bed? I usually do, but... There you two are! Oh my god, Nina, leave them the fuck alone! Took you long enough. You decided to catch a movie or something? Oh no. Anyway, hi! How are you guys? Nina is sitting on her couch, feet up at the coffee table as she nonchalantly checks her phone. How long has she been here waiting for us? Nina? What are you doing here? Sherry takes a step forward, putting herself between Nina and me. Rude. Since when am I not allowed to check in on my girls? How are we supposed to trust you when you're just here to... How are we supposed to trust that you're just here to check in on us? You don't get the luxury of trust after what you've done. Nina scoffs and rolls her eyes. What's wrong with her? How can she act like this? What I've done. Come on, Kiki. We've been friends for over a decade, and you're gonna let one thing change your opinion of me and stuff? Haven't I always had your back? Since, like, forever? Or double forever in Cher's case? Nina, you killed people. Of course it's gonna change our opinion of you. How can you not see that? Oh, really? You want to talk about not being able to see things? Like how you still can't see what we really are? That kind of not seeing? Nina rises from the couch, her voice itching closer to a yell. Can you two just make up? Can you two just wake up already? Don't you realize how close we are to running out of time? What do you mean, running out of time? Until what? Until it's too late for us to save ourselves, duh! You think I could just wait around forever? I can see Sherry's brain working overtime as we try to process this new wrinkle. What could have on a timetable? If it was just her aging out of her power, she wouldn't be referring to us. This is something else. Wait a second. What if... Is Avarice the timer? Huh? What are you talking about? It's only a matter of time before we destroy Avarice. When it's gone, will that be too late? Avarice. Is that like to think about? Are you that obsessed with proving that you're like mentally stronger than me or something? Because I already told you, I'm not being controlled by some big floating nasty. No way is she being petty like this. She's hiding something. She has to be. Then help us destroy it. If it's not influencing you, then prove it. Help us kill it. Now, isn't that interesting? And here I thought Cher was the detective, not you. Clever stuff, Kiki. So you'll help us? Nina just laughs in response, but it's not a happy laugh. It's bitter. Cruel. Oh, no, I'm not gonna help you at all. Why the hell not? I know it sounds crazy, but it's actually part of my plan. But, like, not in the way you're thinking. So what are you gonna do when we take it on? Just stand on the sidelines? As crazy as that sounds, I can't help praying that she says yes. Because if not, that means the only other option is... Look, you're both smart cookies. Too smart to think I'd ever stand on the sidelines about anything. I wanted to resolve this nice and easy. Could have let me tell the girls about my plan and everybody would have just stayed home until I was done doing what I need to do. But no, you had to be all high and mighty about it, and that means doing this the hard way. Her expression keeps shifting between anger and melancholy. What's going on inside her head? It's not too late to call it off, you know. If I can't make you understand my plan, I hope I can at least make you understand that. Like, come on. And if we don't call it off? Nina sighs and turns away from us, her voice flat and emotionless. I don't want to hurt you, Kiki. Or you, Cher. Or any magical girl. So don't make me, okay? She spins back around to face us with a smile. For a moment, she looks like she's back to her old self. Anyway, I gotta run. You've no idea how much photo shoot bullshit I have to deal with tomorrow. Call me anytime, though, okay? I always love hearing from my girls. You know, Bye! She's gone before we realize it. Before we can process what just happened. I thought I'd be relieved to find out Avarice was making her do this. It means our friend is still in there somewhere. But what if we have to hurt her? What if she tries to hurt the other girls? Will we have to stop her by force? Are either of us... Well, she won't hurt the other magical girls. That we know. Are either of us ready for that? Will we ever be ready? Please, God, don't let us find out. I'm gonna save real quick. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Turn. Feels very strange being on a lunch date with everything going on in our lives right now. This is probably, Ruby. But Kaylee was right about us needing a moment of normalcy. Even if it's just lunch at our favorite cafe. As long as something can calm my nerves, I'll take it. That and the food is amazing. Oh, never mind. By the way, I'm pretty sure I saw Ruby taking a peek at your diploma the other day. That must have been a hell of a shock. Kind of a stretch to imagine her monster-slaying mentor sitting in a lecture hall rolling her eyes whenever someone mentions Freud. I don't think it'd be that much of a stretch. You still get that inquisitive look you used to get when you were studying for an exam. What do you mean inquisitive look? Oh, you know the one, when your eyes get all squinty and you start humming. She tries her best to imitate my expression, narrowing her eyes and scrunching up her nose as she stares down at her sandwich. It's silly and clearly an exaggeration, but it's also adorable. Just like she always is. Oy vey, you're making it look like you need glasses. Oh my god, please. You look so dashing with some nice thick reading glasses. Very studious. Dashing, huh? I do like the sound of that. We set into our usual familiar banter. Each of us has always been able to make the other one feel at ease. Not counting how nervous she made me back when I had a crush on her, obviously. I'm trying to figure out a feminine counterpart to dashing so I can call her whatever it is, but my grumbling stomach has other ideas. We'll play will have to wait until after lunch. Our
pleasant conversation continued sporadically in between bites, but the casual ease of our words started to fade. As I expected, this peace can't last forever. I pay our check in silence as we both try to figure out what to say next. We have to tell Ruby. She's right, but I don't want to admit it. Dealing with Nina is going to be hard enough without getting the kids involved. We know Ruby, but we have no clue how the other girls might react to hearing the truth about their idol. Let me guess. You wanted to lead the other magical girls against Avarice while we keep Nina from interfering. Exactly. The great detective strikes again. I like the idea, but are you sure she can handle that? I've taught her a lot, but she still has a lot to learn. She's special, Bear. Even if she hasn't finished learning everything, she's shown us that she's a born magical girl. I know she can do this. I let out a long sigh, trying to figure out how to tell a 15-year-old that one of her favorite pop stars has been killing people. Man, I wish I was good with kids. Don't worry, I'll think of some way to tell her. Just promise you'll back me up? I always do, don't I? Oh. When Ruby arrives at what she believes is just another training session, she finds the two of us sitting in the living room and waiting for her to join us. I motion for her to sit, and she does so without hesitation. However, her eyes tell me that she's still got plenty of hesitation inside her. What is it? What happened? Is someone hurt? No, well, maybe. I think it's better if we just tell you from the beginning. We tell her what Avarice is doing to Nina. We tell her what I pray is the honest truth, that Avarice managed to get a hold of Nina. Hard to force the words out, especially when we know that this isn't even the hard part. I take Keely's hand and give it a small squeeze, trying to offer what support I can as she stumbles over her words. It's kind of hard to figure out a neutral way to tell someone that a person they look up to has been, well, doing what Nina's been doing. The silence that fills the room after we've done talking is like a crushing weight pressing down on me. Ruby looks like she's about to throw up. I probably don't look much better. So, her voice is so shaky it's almost unintelligible. It's okay, take your time. Keely nods, attempting a smile. Is there a way for us to help her? I think so. I hope so. But it's not going to be easy. Not for any of us. She swallows, her whole body trembling like a leaf. We're gonna save her, right? That's what magical girls do, right? After all that, she hasn't given up hope. Guess we really did teach her what matters. Damn right that's what we do. If there's one thing I learned from dealing with more than my fair share of bullies growing up, it's how to sound more confident than I feel. And this time, it comes through full force. Ruby lets out another long breath, sinking into her chair. I'm sure she's got a million questions right now. Only had a million answers. So what do you need me to do? As I lace up my boots and double-check the GC for any new updates, I'm hit by another wave of chills. One of who knows how many I felt in the last 24 hours. Since my teachers told me the truth about what's been going on, the only times I've been able to handle the knowledge are the times when I'm Nightshade. Nightshade can handle anything. But I can only be Nightshade when I'm alone. Or out fighting monsters. When I'm around my dads, there's nothing I can do to hide how anxious I am. I know they want to help me, and I hate not being able to tell them what's going on. I knew I'd have to keep all this a secret when I signed up, but I really wish I could talk to them about how I'm feeling. Bet they'd understand. At least I've got Sherry and Keely. I know they aren't parents or anything, but they've got the vibe. That kind of counts. I just thought I'd have to be able to, I'd be able to have something close to that with Nina. She'd always be out of reach because she's like an idol, but the idea of getting to be close to someone I've looked up to for so long really energized the hell out of me. Finding out what she is, what she's done, feels raw. Somebody scrubbed my heart with sandpaper. Where's in my head? I don't know. But even with all the shock and fear I'm feeling, Nightshade is doing her best to take motivation from this mess. No, not just motivation. Conviction. And it all hinges on one belief. We'll save her. We're gonna try to save her. I'm a magical girl. We exist to save people. I'm not gonna give up on that now. If Avarice is behind this, Nightshade will bring it to justice. We'll save her. We have to. I have to. A blip from my phone startles me out of my thoughts. I grab it in hands that definitely aren't trembling to find a message from Keely. It's time. Are you ready? I'm ready. Be there soon. I open my window and take a deep breath before climbing onto the roof. Am I ready? Definitely not. But Nightshade is. Hell yeah. Sherry and Keely are already waiting for me when I arrive. Keely looks down at the ground with an anxious expression while Sherry greets me with a slight wave.
Ruby, Nightshade? Hey, you made good time. I wanted to make sure we had a few moments to go over the plan again. Sure, you have something in mind? Mostly, what I'm just gonna tell the other girls. I still don't like that this plan involves lying to their other team members. Get it, sure, but I don't like it. Doesn't feel like the sort of thing a warrior of justice would do. Try to keep it simple. Tell them the original plan is in place, but that the two of us are going to be serving as a backup to make sure Avarice doesn't call more threats to assist it. You sure they'll be okay with me leading the whole thing? They'll believe in you, honey. I know they'll be behind you all the way. I guess it's just... Keely takes a step forward, just towards me, and touches my shoulder in the universal, "You're going to be okay" gesture. I know. You don't want to lie to them, right? Yeah. I understand. We don't want to either. With any luck, we'll be able to join in once we make sure Nina isn't in the area. So it won't be alive for long. If you say so. Sherry musters a smile that actually looks genuine. I'm sure it's not, but it helps. You got this, Ruby. After all, you're a real warrior of the night now, right? Our little blade of justice. At first I think they're making fun of me, but it only takes a moment to realize they're serious. They actually believe in Nightshade. I should believe in myself too. If they can do it, I can too. They wouldn't trust me with something like this unless I was ready. I wasn't ready. Just have to remember everything they've told me about being an Avenger of the Shadows and I'll be fine. Now's my chance to prove myself once and for all. It's time. The three of us turn to watch as magical girls fill the sky, jumping from roof to reach their positions. As scared as I am, it's a wondrous enough sight to fill me with hope. We can do this, right? Are you ready, sweetie? I'm ready. How about you, Nightshade? I think... Yeah, I'm ready. That's the spirit. Go ahead and get into position. As soon as we're sure things are safe here, we'll join and help you take this thing down. Sherry locks eyes with me and gives me a curt nod. You got this. We're so proud of you, honey. Not knowing what to say, I simply nod back. I give one last awkward wave before jumping away, casting a backward glance at them as they fade into the distance. It's then that I notice a third figure on the rooftop. An unmistakable figure. Nina! Her. There she is. She's floating. Hi, girls! Nina is already transformed when she teleports to us, her scythe glimmering in the moonlight. I used to feel relieved when I saw that glow. You're letting little Ruby lead the charge, huh? It's cute how quickly you two took her under your wing, like total mom energy and stuff. I'm guessing you're not just here to talk about your parenting skills. Bingo! I'll tell you the real reason, but that's like kind of pointless, since you already know and all. Keely steps forward, putting herself between us. Always the peacemaker. It's not too late to stop this, Nina. Whatever your relationship with Avarice is, you can still help us defeat it. We're our leader, remember? Nina's smile flickers for a moment. Maybe Keely's actually getting through to her. I remember. And how did that turn out for us? That's... Nuh-uh, Kiki. I'm not going back to that. I'm like doing my own thing right now, okay? And right now, your little high school field trip is totally getting in the way of it. How can you say we're a team when you're trying to mess with my whole thing I got going on? I take a step forward, slowly inching my hand towards my gun. Keely doesn't move, still trying to make peace. You're not a killer, Nina. I know this isn't you. Not to be, like, contrary and stuff, but I kinda super am. Like, literally. That's kind of what I've been doing for months. Like, not to nitpick, but that's just the tea. I know that, but you wouldn't go so far as hurting other magical girls, would you? Aren't you doing this for them? Nina rolls her eyes and sighs, giving Keely a "did you really just ask that" look. Obviously I am. It's not like I'd ever kill one of us. We're more than human. And that would be like actually bad murder and stuff. You know me well enough to know I wouldn't go that far. But if I have to scare them off a little bit for our sakes, I think that's fine. Like omelet and egg and all that, you feel me? No, Nina, we don't feel you or whatever you want to call it. This is wrong. You're not in control of yourself. I know you wouldn't be so wrong if you were in charge of yourself, but you're not. And they're going to make sure that ends here. So, what are you going to do about it? Keely slowly steps to the side as my fingers wrap around the handle of my revolver. Even my peacemaker, God bless her, knows that no amount of talking can stop this now. We're gonna protect them, Nina, and that means we have to stop you.
Ooh, scary. Keely quickly pulls out her whip as Nina assumes her combat stance. As I was always impressed with her form when we were kids. It makes facing up against it even more terrifying. Nina, I'm sorry. For the first time, Nina's smile fades away. Me too, Kiki. Share. I'm sorry too. I promise I'll do my best not to mess you up too much, okay? Just enough to give me time to get them to see my point of view. Her smile returns as she twirls her scythe. Then she releases that monstrous aura in a single burst, making one thing clear. She's about to go all out. God help us. Let's go, girls! Alright, let's see what's gonna happen. I break left while Keely breaks right, trying to force Nina to choose which direction to turn. If she wants to take either of us, she'll have to leave her back exposed. Oh, please, like that's gonna work. Don't you remember who taught you those moves? Nina darts between us in a flash, taking our backs before we have a chance to track her movements. She's fast. Cutie. Sweetie, drop. Slicer! We crouch and roll backward, barely avoiding the arc of her scythe as it swings above our heads. I pull my revolver from its holster and spin to face her, firing 2 shots at her legs. She leaps over them with ease, giggling wildly. Whoops! Want to try that again? Damn it, Nina. I try to adjust my aim, but she's already gone. Where's she going to come from next? Heads up, Kiki! She pops into view behind Keely and swings again, but her taunting gives Keely time to roll away. Is she giving herself away on purpose? Either way, either she's toying with us, or she's trying to spare us. Judgment Cage and... Nina flips backward, kicking Keely's jaw in the process and sending her whip off target. Keely's cry of pain fills me with rage. Old friend or not, nobody fucks with my wife. Enough! Time seems to slow as I line up my shots, adrenaline guiding my aim. I don't go for lethal hits, but I have to disable her, now or never. And just where do you think you're pointing that thing? Laughter dies in her throat when I fire. She realizes too late that I've predicted her position. There's no time for her to teleport away. Are you fucking kidding me? She manages to twist away from most of the shots, but not all of them. Ow! One shot clips her leg and sends her tumbling to the ground. She loses her grip on her scythe and the weapon skidding across the rooftop and out of her reach. Cher, what the fuck? Stay down, it's over. As if! I barely have time to notice her wound starting to stitch itself back together before she lunges for her scythe, back on her feet in an instant. I was trying to play nice, I really was. But honestly, she shakes her head. And I'm kinda mad, you know? So that means she's interrupted by a loud booming noise, followed quickly by a tremor that shakes the entire rooftop. It didn't come from her. She looks just as confused about it as we are. What the hell was that? Keely gets her answer a second later when Avarice lets out a long, piercing scream. Thank God normal people can't hear the consumed. Wait, if it's screaming, its aura is dissipating. No! Nina screams in vain as Avarice, the monster we thought we'd never be able to handle, rears back and starts to lose its grip on the skyscraper it's been fighting from. Holy shit. They really did it! They really did it! Well, I'll be damned. Not bad, kid. Not bad at all. Without warning, Nina darts towards us at lightning speed. For a moment, I'm convinced our distraction would be our last mistake, but she doesn't even pay us any mind. She runs past us to the edge of the roof, screaming once again as she watches Avarice start to fade into white light. You idiots! Do you have any idea what you've just done? We did our job, Nina. Destroying consumed is what magical girls do. She whirls on us, pointing an accusatory finger at me like she's prepared to lecture me about my fashion again. Don't even start with that chair. You're the ones that wanted to give it all up. This is just much more important than just... Oh. She stops mid-sentence, her eyes going wide, and jaw going slack. And then as Avarice fades away completely, she falls. Nina! Keely throws out her whip to wrap around Nina before her limp body can plummet to the ground. When she's fully back on solid ground, we rush her to check her condition. Is she... She's breathing, thank God. I think she's just unconscious, but her heart is beating like crazy, and I think she might have a fever. She looks up at me with a mixture of concern and intrigue. We can't leave her here. Whatever's wrong with her, she needs an actual doctor to look at it. But how do we get her to one? We can't just bring an unconscious pop star to the hospital, ask her to stick her in an open room. Keely rubs her chin while we try to think of a plan. Despite the situation, planning like this offers a level of comfort we haven't felt since we first learned the truth about Nina. Familiarity is safety, I guess. What if we could? I'm pretty sure they don't let you do that, baby. I'm not saying they have to let us.
Just that we can do it. Meg, a co-worker of mine, is a night shift nurse at Northwestern as her cover job. It's a long shot, but if she's there right now... Worth a shot. Just remember that Ruby and the others are on their way over there now, so make sure you're quick about it. Sorry, but could you handle them? I'm gonna try and get Nina over there before I make the call. We can meet up there when I'm done. If that's what you think is best. Just don't take too long. I'm not good with kids. I'll do my very best, I promise. She picks Nina up and tosses her over her shoulder, the same way we used to do when she got too drunk at parties in college. It's an odd memory to think of now. Make sure you say a prayer for her. You got it. Good luck, baby. She gives me a quick kiss, a mix of relief and anxiety. I'll take it. See you soon. Love you. Love you too. She turns and bounds away, leaving me to face the approaching group of magical girls. I've got a hell of a lot of explaining to do when they get here. I shift Nina's unconscious body in my arms as the hospital window in front of me slides open. God bless you, Meg. Holy shit, you aren't kidding, it's really her! The one and only. Can you give me a hand here? Meg takes Nina in her arms. I pulls her inside. I climb after her, after taking a look around to make sure we haven't been spotted. Thank you again for doing this. After you promised me the whole haul from your last break-in? I'll just do about anything to get my hands on that. It's a pretty tough loss to me on the financial end, but it's worth it to get Nina in here and to make sure nobody asks any questions. Plus, Meg's good enough with computer stuff that she can get into the records under a different name. Somebody up there must be looking out for us. You want her under any particular name? Jane Doe doesn't quite cut it these days. I do my best to think of a name off the top of my head that I haven't used as one of my own aliases before. Let's go with, Zoe Hansen. That should be fine, right? Yeah, that works. I don't think we got anyone else under that name right now. We'd make of a condition for her? If you don't mind, something that would explain why she's unconscious without being urgent enough to demand constant supervision. I'm guessing I shouldn't ask what the actual cause is? Good guess. Meg nods and scrawls down a brief note with the fake name and details. She's got it from here. I tuck Nina into the hospital bed as best I can, brushing her hair out of her face. She looks so peaceful like this. Nothing like her furious expression when the girls defeated Avarice. I just hope she stays this way when she wakes up. Sherry's calling. Looks like she was able to handle the girls after all. Hey baby, it's me. Everything work out over there? We're all set. Just look for the open window on the first floor. Awesome, be there in a few. I hang up and give Meg an appreciative nod. I'll give you guys some space. Just call me tomorrow and I'll let you know how she's doing. Will do. Thank you, Meg. You're a lifesaver. Don't mention it. Just make sure to keep up your end of the bargain. You got it. She smiles and nods before slipping out of the room, leaving Nina and me to wait for my share bear. True to her word, she climbs through the window a couple minutes later. Shutting it behind her, she steps forward and immediately pulls me into a loving embrace. I cling to her as tight as I can, finally able to release the tension that's been tearing at my heart since the night began. I don't even notice I'm crying until I see the tears staining her jacket. It's okay, baby, I've got you. Just let it out. I'm not sure if I'm crying because I'm relieved or because I'm sad. Probably a mix of both. But whatever it is, Sherry's warmth helps ease it out of me. Thank you. Hey now, that's what I'm here for. My rock, my anchor, my love. I lean into her chest with a small smile. Things feel like they might actually be okay. How is she doing? Still asleep, but healthy. I'm sure she'll be fine when she wakes up. We pull apart and stand by Nina's bedside. Her chest rises and falls at a steady pace, nothing out of the ordinary. Thank God you were right, knowing it wasn't the real Nina. The rest of her words go unspoken, and we both know what she's saying. It means we don't have to suffer from knowing that our friend chose to do those things. How much do you think she'll remember when she wakes up? Hopefully none of it. If she remembers anything at all, she'll have a long road to recovery ahead. I can't imagine how hard having memories of doing that must be, even if she wasn't in control. But we'll be there to support her, no matter what. I lean down to kiss her forehead, a farewell gesture that promises a swift return. Get well soon, Nina. We'll see you then. Ruby is waiting outside the hospital, rushing to us as soon as we walk out. What happened? Is she okay? She tries to suppress the quake in her voice, but I doubt any kid her age would stay calm with all this happening, even a magical girl. She's resting peacefully right now. Doesn't seem like there's anything immediately wrong with her. Ruby breathes out a long sigh of relief and wipes her forehead, her panic diminishing. Did you have to hurt her? Just a few bruises and scrapes, thankfully. It was more about keeping her busy than anything else. That and the fact we probably couldn't have beaten her in a million years. I'm sure she'll be up in about a day or so. Oh, excellent. She is truly a powerful warrior of the shadows. Here comes Nightshade again. To be fair, there are worse coping mechanisms out there. Before I retire to the night, I wish you all the best. All of you, like the three of you and stuff. Sherry grins warmly and ruffles Ruby's hair. Thanks, kid. Great job tonight. Thank you, Sherry. You get on home, okay? It's really late. Very well. Have a pleasant journey to your home. She turns and bounds away, leaving us alone and looking up at the stars. We did it right this time. What do you mean? We saved her. Our friend made it out because of us.
Oh, that's nice.
She doesn't have to say any more. Now isn't the time to talk about our failure. About the friend we failed to save. Come on, let's go home. It's getting cold. The weather hasn't changed at all, but I can feel the same chill she does.
The girls are fighting! Save the day, save the girl, save the city. Yay! I got an achievement.
The next 24 hours are a blur. Other than a call from Meg to let us know that Nina is resting peacefully and a few congratulatory messages in the group chat, Sherry and I spend most of the day sitting exhausted in our living room. All my thoughts about buying a new couch have gone out the window after how relaxing sitting on our old beat-up one has been. Something about it feels fitting, I suppose. Our last remnant of the old days. I know we have to talk about what happened, but there's nothing wrong with taking time to process. It isn't until we're relaxing in bed that she actually brings up the events of the last few days. Her birthday's coming up. She says it matter-of-factly, not looking up from her book. Huh? Nina, she's gonna be 30 in a couple of weeks, so no more powers. She'll stop seeing consumed, and she'll stop being involved in this fight. As much as Nina loved being a magical girl, I know this is for the best. After what happened, she deserves to be far away from this life, whether she wants it or not. But can we be sure that means the consumed will ignore her? I was wondering about that. Hopefully that's the case, because that means it'll be the same way for us next year. But what if it isn't? I'm afraid to ask because I know what that could mean, especially if avarice wasn't the only consumed capable of influencing people's minds. That's what the new generation is for, though, right? Keeping us normal folks safe? Yeah, it's just gonna be strange relying on others for that. Though I guess we're not as capable as we used to be. Last night taught us that much. I can't argue with that. There's no denying how much our powers have waned over the years. Our eyes could barely keep up with Nina. Much less our movements. Sure, she had that consumed aura giving her a boost, but she shouldn't have been that helpless. We shouldn't have been that helpless against her. Obviously, that's the natural order of things. We've both spent plenty of time talking over what that means for us. But it's different having it shoved in our faces. The next generation. Ruby has put the next generation in some good hands. Let's go with that. At least we know things will be okay without us. With a bit more training, Ruby will be the perfect leader for the other girls. Sherry reaches out and takes my hand, her grip gentle but warm. With that, my spiral of worries starts to dissipate. What's on your mind, baby? I let out a sigh and lean into her. She wraps an arm around my shoulders, pulling me closer. Just the future, magical and non-magical. Trying to figure out a new career path, maybe? I blink a couple of times, processing her words. How have I not stopped to think about that? Break into safes or anything else without powers would be a lot more difficult. I mean, I've pulled it enough to set us up for a good long while, so maybe I could retire? Most folks our age can only dream of retiring at 30. That's a pretty sweet deal. I just worry that wouldn't be fair to you. At least one of us needs a job we can use to launder the money. You could buy a laundromat. Subtle. Come on, someone has to have done that at some point. And I'm sure that worked out very well for them, but I think I'd rather take up gardening than rent out a spot in a strip mall. Your loss. I nuzzle into her, grateful for the levity of our conversation. We'll figure it out. We'll have to figure out our future one day, but I think it can wait for tonight. Hey, babe. How would you feel about me taking you on a date tomorrow? Cute. So cute. I think we have to meet up with Ruby tomorrow, but I'd be more than happy to have you take me out for dinner that night. Fancy dinner or a casual dinner? Fancy dinner, if that works for you. I'm always happy to take you somewhere nice, baby. As long as I got a clean suit, that is.
Ha, retirement joke, says Guru. Looks at my future working until I'm 99. Oh, I feel that.
I kiss her cheek, earning a smile. God, this feels good. It feels normal. God help me, I need as much normal as I can get. The first warm breeze of spring rolled in today, as if heralding better times ahead. I know I'm probably overthinking it, but still, it feels good to hope again. Feel the way I felt before all this happened. In fact, the weather is so nice that we opt for outdoor seating at Bell House when we meet Ruby for lunch. The first of the year. How's the sandwich, Ruby? It's really good, thank you, Mrs. Sherry. It's our pleasure, honey. You certainly earned it. No kidding. You saved the city and our friend. Ruby looks away with an embarrassed smile. I only did my duty as a warrior of the night. You need not thank me. So she uses Nightshade as a way to cope with positive emotion too. I get it. I'm sure Jude must also have been proud of you. Their praise is probably worth a bit more than ours, right? That's, I mean... Share Bear, be nice.
What? We started a little crush around her age, didn't we?
That's her business, and besides, she's got that boy from school.
Boy? Ruby's face is bright red now. Maybe teased her a bit too much. But a celebration like this warrants a little fun.
Well, I'm bi, so... But that's not important. Weren't we talking about justice? That we were, isn't that right, Share Bear?
Right, yeah, justice.
Not to mention how, what she did save Nina.
Ruby perks up at that one. We haven't talked about Nina since that night, but I think enough time has passed. We've made our peace with it, and more importantly, we know she's gonna be okay.
Oh, how is she?
Still asleep, but her condition is stable. The doctors haven't detected any abnormalities, and EEGs have come back normal. Hopefully that means Avarice's influence on her mind has been neutralized.
Do they know when she'll wake up?
Not yet, but I have faith that it'll happen soon. When Sherry says that, she means it. I might not have the same faith she does, although converting to Judaism gave me more than I had before, but her conviction makes me believe. Or at least I want to believe.
So, what happens now?
What do you mean? We beat the bad guy, right? And you two let me be in charge. So, what are we gonna do next?
Well, I think that depends on you. We can keep up your training, or you can go to your own way with the knowledge that we gave you.
Ruby brings her hand to her chin, puzzled. I'm not sure what kind of answer she expected, but I get the feeling she might have assumed we'd kick her to the curb now that the day's been saved. You don't have to decide right now, and you can always change your mind later. You just want to make sure you know you have options.
Thank you. Perhaps I will continue honing my craft, but... What is it, honey? Is that something you're still able to do?
Why wouldn't we? Ruby looks a bit ashamed when she responds, as if she's discussing something taboo. Something nobody wants to talk about, much less hear.
Your powers are fading, aren't they? Isn't that gonna make fighting and stuff difficult?
Ah, that is something we didn't want to hear. We still have time. Even if we can't fight the way we used to, we can still make sure you fight even better than we did back then. That's what matters.
And besides, teaching is fun.
For me, anyway.
Do you really mean that? Both of you?
I nudged Sherry under the table. She was probably going to say yes anyway, but I want to make sure. It's hard for her to admit this sort of thing, only I get to see how much of a softie she really is. Yeah, both of us. If you want to keep learning, we're here to keep teaching. Ruby blinks a few times and clears her throat before returning to her Nightshade voice.
I am most grateful for your assistance. It would be my honor to continue learning the way of the warrior from you.
Wonderful! It'll be a lot more fun without a terrifying super consumed looming in the background.
Indeed.
Cute. Time for me to visit my girlfriend, says Guru. I'm glad we got to share the super gay moment. Yeah, hell yeah. Thank you for hanging out, Guru. I hope you have a good night. Have a good night with your girlfriend.
Yeah, what's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. I just wanted to say that, I think you two would be really good moms. Like, if you do decide to have kids someday. Oh. I know this should be awkward, but it really does make me happy. I'm not so sure about Sherry. She's always been more hesitant about having kids someday. Maybe this will help her realize just how wonderful of a mother I know she would be. That's so nice of you, Ruby. Thank you. Yeah, that's so sweet of you to say. Oh my god, Share Bear is blushing! That's not how she normally responds to the kids' conversation. She's probably just embarrassed, but what if?
Maybe it's silly of me to get my hopes up like this, but I can't help it. The thought of her holding her child makes me giddy. You just remind me of my dad sometimes. I thought you might be really strict when you started teaching me, but you haven't been. You've been nice. 'Cause you earned it, kid. It's easy to teach when you got a good student. Exactly, that's... My ringtone cuts me off. I check the number to see if it's the one I've been waiting for. And it is. Hang on, Meg's calling. I told her to let me know when Nina wakes up. Don't forget to ask if we can come see her. I nod and take the call, smiling as I hold the phone to my ear. Today keeps getting better and better. Meg, is she up? Keely, we have a problem. Oh shit. My smile falters. Sherry notices and leans in concerned. What is it? What happened? Oh. She's just left? Left the hospital? She's gone. I nearly dropped my phone, my eyes wide and mouth open in horror. Oh no, it can't be. You don't mean... Unless she died. You don't mean... I mean, did she kill herself? No, not like that. Like, okay, she left the hospital. Okay. Then... She's gone. The doctors came in to check her and found an empty bed. Nobody saw her leave. It's like she disappeared into thin air. Did she leave a note? A message? Anything? Nothing that we could find. Sherry and Ruby are both staring at me, no doubt hoping for news that's a lot better than what I'm getting. Why would she leave? Is she planning on coming to us? Why wouldn't she say something then, or at least send us a message? When did it happen? Sometime last night, as far as I can tell. Keely, I'm so sorry. I should have kept a closer eye on her. It's okay, Meg. Thank you for everything you've done. I'm sure we'll be able to track her down. If anyone can do it, it's you. Best of luck. Thank you. I'll be in touch soon. I hang up the phone and I let out a distressed sigh. I hate being the bearer of bad news. What's happened? Is she okay? She's awake, but she left. Didn't sign herself out or anything, just disappeared. She teleported out? Why? I wish I knew. It doesn't make any sense. Avarice is gone and the EEG didn't show anything off. She should be back to normal now. Sherry senses the anxiety welling up beside me and puts a reassuring hand on my shoulder. You know how impulsive she can be. I'm sure she just ran off somewhere or other to celebrate her newfound freedom. We'll find her, I promise. We gotta find her! Shit! Oh, Cher Bear, I can only pray that you're right. We've checked her hotel. We've checked her hotel, her favorite venues, everywhere the four of us used to hang out together. Hell, we even checked the house she grew up in. Nothing. Not a trace, not even something I could use to track her down. Nina, where are you? More importantly, what happened to you? If we're lucky, she probably just went on a little sightseeing tour or something. But my intuition tells me that this isn't a lucky kind of situation. Maybe we should head back home? Not yet. I want to see if I can think of anywhere else worth checking. Maybe the grave of their friend. I'm not saying we should give up. I just think there's a chance she might be waiting for us the way she was before our fight. Shit, you might be right. Good call. When all this is said and done, you really ought to let me be a co-investigator. We'll see. I keep turning possibilities over in my head as we make our way back home. Is it possible that Avarice left some kind of residual control when it died? Or whatever it... And what if whatever it did scrambled her brain? She could be wandering around without a clue right now, or maybe... There are so many possibilities, too many variables. I need to focus on the immediate and go from there. It's always worked before, and I need to have faith that that'll work again. It has to. We swap into our civilian clothes as we reach our house, finding the door locked just the way we left it. Looks like she didn't force her way in. Not through the door, at least. We step inside and I are immediately greeted by... nothing. Not a single hair out of place since we went out to lunch. She isn't here. Damn it, I really thought this was the one. It was a good guess, baby. Maybe she'll show up here later. There must be some way to... My ringtone cuts her off. I scramble to pull out my phone and answer the call, hoping against hope that Nina will be on the other end of the line. Oh shit. Hello? You lying motherfucker. Seriously, now is the last thing I need. Can this wait? I'm kind of in the middle of something. No, it can't wait. You told me yesterday there wouldn't be any more murders. I can't believe I actually listened to a word you said. What? What is she saying? Another one? What are you talking about? The serial killer, dumbass. Why else would I be calling you? This can't be happening. It's not possible. I look over at Keely, her eyes wide and her face drained of color. Hang on. You're sure it was our guy again? Yeah. They kept this one clean, and they got past a locked door the same as the other ones.
Only real difference is that it looks like they left in a hurry. Maybe they heard the same line you fed me about having stopped them. I respond like I'm in some kind of trance. I can't process this any other way. Give me the address. Are you serious? I'm just supposed to let you in after on this after you lied about it being over? Not happening. Ah. What? Give me the fucking address. There's a brief pause followed by a long sigh. She knows I'm more than ready to kick a cop's ass to get what I want. 92 Serenity Lane. Will be gone in a couple hours. Thanks. I'm blocking your number after this. Congratulations. Nat lets out another disgruntled sigh and the line goes dead. That deafening silence is here again. Keely's shaking. Takes me a moment to realize I am too. We should get to the crime scene. What the fuck is happening? She just nods silently, not meeting my eyes. Neither of us can allow the truth of this moment to reach us. Instead, we head back to the night, into the night towards our new destination. And this time, I'm praying we don't find Nina there. We wait at our vantage point for what feels like days before the cops finally leave. Every now and then, Keely or I will offer a half-hearted possible explanation. Maybe it's a copycat. Maybe it's another new type of consumed. Maybe it's woodland fairy magic. Maybe it's aliens. That's how desperate we are. We need it to be a coincidence, and I need it to be a coincidence. They're gone. Let's go. I take a quick glance around the area to make sure there aren't any stragglers, then make my way to the house. A quick unlocking from Keely, and we're in. At least Nat was right about this one being clean. Apart from the single bloodstain on the floor, you wouldn't know anything out of the ordinary transpired here. Not sure if that makes it more or less worrying. I kneel down and press my hand into a pool of blood, trying to isolate its aura from the wood of the floor. Turn back the clock, bring the past to me so that I might see the truth. For the sake of the innocent. For the most part, I've got nothing. The only thing that stands out is a visit to a house a few blocks away, but that's not enough to build an investigation on. There must be something else I can try. Maybe something that'll help me figure out the connection between him and the other victims. Sharebearer, you should take a look at this. I break my connection with the blood and look over to Keely. She's standing by an unlocked cabinet holding a small piece of paper in her hand. This was locked when I found it, except the cops didn't open it before they left. This was the only thing inside. She hands me the paper, splotches of dried blood on the surface, making it clear that this was placed there after the murder. Keely watches gravely as I examine the contents of the paper. There isn't much, but it's enough to sap every last bit of hope from my body. Fuck! S. Hart. Only one person could know I was coming here. The same person that would know Keely could get inside the locked cabinet. Turn back the clock. Bring back the past to me so that I might see the truth. For the sake of the innocent. A trail takes shape. The aura is unmistakable. And so is its message. Come and find me. Shit. The lights in the house are still on as we approach. I can't tell if that's a good sign. We knew Nina would be waiting for us. She made it easier for us to track her for a reason. But I can't shake the feeling that we're walking into a trap. I know this house. Did you break into it? No, I went in through the front door for once. Uzo and her husband lived there a few years back. I can't remember his name, but he didn't go to our school. You don't think that she... Uzo got divorced last year. I'm pretty sure she moved out of town too, but... She swallows, staring at the house. I think her husband stayed here. Wait, I thought it was just people from high school. Why would she go after her ex-husband if he wasn't one of us? I'm not sure, but I might have a guess. She takes an uncertain step forward and I follow behind her. Nina could be getting desperate. It's the last thing we need. She was dangerous enough before. Keely's right, I can't even imagine how much more dangerous desperation could make her. She's here. We're at the edge of her aura now. For her aura to stretch all the way out here, that's not something a magical girl can do. Only a consumed could manage that. After a moment's hesitation, we jump down from the roof and step into the aura. Rather, the aura comes to us. This isn't a burst of power like the one she had before. This aura creeps over us, oozing from the house like some kind of toxic fog. It prickles against my skin, tiny shocks making my hair stand on end. Keely doesn't look to be faring much better. She seems queasy. Her face is pale. I'm sure this is hitting her a hell of a lot harder than it is me. Baby, are you gonna be okay? She hesitates before giving me a brief nod. I'm enough to be.
Fighting the urge to run, we manage to reach the door. Just like before, it's already open, inviting us to witness whatever horrors await us inside. Oh, God. Oh. Oh, no. Okay. What is this? What am I looking at? The thing standing before us looks like Nina at first glance. Most of it is her. But her arms... My God, her arms. Lord, are you... A prayer against the evil eye. And Adonai preserve us, that's exactly what she gazes at us with. One black and piercing eye sends twisted, thorny veins up and down her right side, wrapping around an enlarged arm, ending in a hand tipped with impossibly sharp claws. Claws covered in blood, and something else. Telltale, dripping blackness of a consumed. She turns her head away from the body, a hole in his chest, painting a grisly picture of what just happened, and stares at us. Nina, is that you? My hand drifts towards my gun, ready to pull it out at a moment's notice. But Nina doesn't move. Instead, she smiles. You two have no idea how much trouble that little stunt of yours caused for me. Her voice sounds completely normal, as if she was the same old Nina inside. I mean, like, I'm over it now and stuff, but it was a total pain. And let me tell you, if I end up stuck like this, you are in so much trouble. I don't understand. We killed Avarice. You don't have to listen to it anymore. You said we'd done something by killing it. Nina giggles, the normally endearing sound sending a chill down my spine. Kiki, I told you like 1,000,000 times that Avarice wasn't doing this. Nobody tells me what to do but me. I was using it, silly. You were using a consumed? Are you saying everyone it hurt was something you wanted? No, not like that. Them killing humans is whatever, but I wouldn't tell something to attack other magical girls. I mostly let it do its thing, as long as it gave me lots of extra magic. You were siphoning it. Nina claps her hands, revealing that both of them have grown black and clawed. Totally! Thank you so much for remembering the word, because I completely forgot. You're the best. But now look at me. Without all that extra magic, I ended up getting a little bit of an upgrade to my look. Have a good night, Erasmo. Although, like, not gonna lie, it is kind of fashion-forward. Maybe black is the new black this time around. Keely steps closer, eyeing Nina's claws for any sudden movements. But without Avarice, what are you gonna do? You can't just keep killing people. Maybe if you stop, it'll go back to normal. Come on, girl. You're really gonna tell me this isn't a fun look? I think it's fun. Plus, it makes the killing so much easier. You're making it sound like you enjoy it. Well, maybe I do. Don't knock it till you try it, Kiki. Nina sighs, rolling her eyes in casual annoyance. How is she so calm? My arm isn't the only thing that got an upgrade, you know. Do you want to see it, girlies? It's super cool. You're totally gonna get hurt if I show you, though. Just FYI. Not super bad or anything, but I can't show you how strong I am without, doing something. What you think? Ooh. Ooh. And I can't save. We don't know enough about Nina right now. I think I want to retreat. We know that she's a consumed. We don't know, like, anything about it. No, we're leaving. Sweetie? Keely looks at me, clearly conflicted. I give her a reassuring nod to let her know that my mind's made up. This isn't what I want to do. Leaving Nina like this feels cowardly, but that power of hers, who knows what she might do to us if we stay. We have to make a plan, and we can't do that here and now. I hate to say it, but we're too weak. Keely knows it too. Aw, really? You aren't as fun as you used to be, Cher. Nina, do you realize what we're saying? I step forward and put a hand on Keely's trembling shoulder. Come on, baby, let's go. You know, I don't have to let you leave so easily. I know, but you're gonna do it anyway. Oh yeah, says who? Says the friend of ours I know is still in there. Nina stares at me before closing her eyes and smiling. Guess I can't argue with that. Go ahead. Thank you, Nina. Don't thank me yet, Kiki. We're just taking a time out. You're gonna see what I've got next time, okay? Trust me, it'll be worth the wait. I don't respond. All I do is walk away with Keely following closely behind. She's right. I know she's right. This is only a temporary reprieve. And we need to use every second of it to figure out how to stop her.
Sheesh. There's more game!
How did we miss it? Sherry rolls over to face me, her face barely illuminated by the lamp on the bedside table. Make a mental note to change the bulb tomorrow. How did we miss what? The fact that Avarice wasn't the problem? I think that was a decent conclusion to come to. No, not that. I mean, how did we miss this part of Nina when we were kids? Was she always like this deep down? I can't believe that. She's always been a little odd, but I've known her for 20 years or so now, and she never showed a hint of anything close to that kind of violence. She's right, and I know it. Whatever caused this change must have happened after we all graduated, and she embarked on her solo career. What could possibly change our Nina like this? Our bright, cheerful, silly Nina. Are you still in there somewhere?
I mean, she did, grow a demonic arm. That doesn't seem like the kind of thing that you keep inside when you're a kid. At least, I don't think it is. It's not, right?
No, honey, it's not.
She rubs her chin, no doubt trying to brute force her way through the puzzle.
Bless her heart. Obviously, the arm looks consumed. When a girl receives the blessing of benevolence, they can't make a deal with malice. The human body can't handle both, so malice doesn't bother approaching us. If it happened after her powers had run out, it would be easier to wrap my head around. But as it stands, that should be impossible.
Unless she's lied about her age.
There has to be some sort of change in her existing magical ability.
Hurt my eyes a little bit.
I scoot closer to her, wrapping my arms around her waist. So will it go away on her birthday, then? It should, but she's actually right about this whole magical girl energy thing, and she really can keep her powers. What if it gets worse? Are we doing the right thing by trying to stop her?
What do you mean? Of course we are. Friend or not, we can't let anyone hurt innocent people. Why wouldn't that be the right thing to do?
I don't mean it like that. I know this has to end. I wonder if we're doing the right thing. You and me, I mean. If she's really turning into some kind of monster, that's the kind of thing magical girls stop. But we're not going to be magical girls for much longer. Our age is done. I love Nina, and I know you do too. Because of that, I don't know if we can bring ourselves to stop her. And yes, she's an icon to this new generation of girls. But without the personal stake we have, they might be able to see her as a threat in a way we can't. I know this line of thinking isn't like me, and I half expect Sherry to shoot me down right there. To my surprise, she takes some time to mull it over. I still know what her answer's going to be, and maybe she'll give me a new path to consider. You're right about the specifics, but try to remember who she is for them. Not only would they struggle taking on another magical world, they'd have to deal with the fact that said magical girl is an idol they love. Damn it. We've always been so close. Sometimes I forget she's a big celebrity. Ooh. Ooh. I think we should. I think we should. We have to be the ones to take her down. Sherry and me alone. I don't know how we'll do it, but we have to. Sherry's right about not being able to get the others involved. So it's back to the three of us, no matter what we do, huh? Seems that way. I'm sorry. You don't need to apologize, sweetie. It's not like any of this is your fault. I know. It's just taking this case was playing into her hands from the start. I can't help feeling something about it. Are you frustrated? Guilty? Angry? A mix of all three, I guess. She sits up and swings her feet off the bed, staring intently at nothing in particular. I still think you did the right thing by taking it, and I'm proud of you. I drape my arms around her shoulders and kiss the back of her neck, feeling a small sense of satisfaction by the way it makes her shiver. Do you regret it? No. At least I don't think I do. Maybe by taking the case we saved a few lives. That's probably wishful thinking. I don't think it is. You've had a knack for saving people since the day we met, remember? That's different. We were magical girls. Saving people was part of the job. Technically it is. Tired or not, we still have that duty. She sighs and leans back into my arms, looking up at me so I can kiss her forehead. And after this is over, what happens to our duty then? Well, Ruby still has a lot to learn. It'd be a good way to finish off our careers. New beginnings and all that. Sherry finally cracks a smile, a sure sign that I managed to get through to her. I like to think I'm pretty good at that. Very poetic. Says the girl that used to write me love poems in high school. Listen, I still have some, you know. You're joking. She tries to face me as I smirk at her. You want to go get one? Don't you dare, and tell me where you're keeping them so I can make sure they never see the light of day. I kiss her, my smirk still firmly in place. Make me. Cute. I'm not sure what time it is when my dry throat wakes me up. Too late or too early? I'm never sure. I reach for the glass on my nightstand and groan when I realize it's empty. Sherry stirs at the noise, but doesn't wake. Slipping out of bed as quietly as I can, I grab the glass and slowly make my way through the dark to the stairs. I've always wondered why magical girls don't get some sort of night vision. Make our jobs a lot easier. Hang on. Is that a light on downstairs? It's too small, too cold to be a lamp. Did I leave the fridge open? I turn the corner into the kitchen and my heart stops. Hey, girl. Kiki, hey, I gotta say, you've gotten way better at cooking than when we were teens. What's your secret? Nina stands in front of me, illuminated by the light of the fridge. She takes another bite of my leftovers. What the fuck? Sorry, I know I should have asked, but I'm like starving. You don't mind, right? I snap out of my stupor long enough to let out a panicked scream, an automatic response to a home intruder. Especially a home intruder I know is dangerous. Nina looks behind me to the stairway, and I get a small giggle as my wife charges down the stairs. Sherry is brandishing the bat she keeps by her side of the bed, fully alert and ready to spring to my defense. Even in my shock, I'm a bit touched by the gesture. Whoa, 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 hey, easy there, slugger. You're gonna hurt someone with that. Nina, what the hell are you doing here? Her grip on the bat loosens before tightening even harder. I'm normally able to relax around Nina, but this time that's no more than a faulty reflex. Well, I was eating, which I admit I should have asked you about first, but you two were so adorable sleeping that I didn't want to bother you. And now that you're here, I can get to the second part of my visit. Hooray! She grins at us, exposing what are undeniably fangs. What have you done, Nina? I know we left off on a really bad note last time, and I'm as bummed about that as you are, but now you got a chance to talk it out all nice and peaceful and stuff. What is there to talk about? You've already told us why you're doing this, and we've told you how wrong you are. Are you gonna try convincing us again? I mean, if I tried, would it work? No! Oh well, back to the first idea then. I know I gave you ladies some deets on why I'm doing this before, but there were a few details I forgot to mention. Not sure why, but no time like the present to bring them up. She shrugs and gives us another innocent smile, as if expecting us to smile back. So, like, you remember the ritual that one guy used to try and summon malice, right? As if we'd ever forget. Of course you remember. Every detail of that night is still etched into our minds. It was weird and super cliche and stuff, but, like, it worked. Obviously. Wish it hadn't, but it did. Nina, you didn't. You couldn't have. Malice can't make deals with magical girls. Sherry's right. That's not how this works. It's not how the world works. I mean, normally, sure, but maybe I'm just built different. She shrugs, and for a brief moment, I see a strange light in her eyes. But don't worry, I didn't make the same deal that loser did. I'm working on something way more interesting. Something worth killing so many innocent people over. How many times do I have to tell you, I'm not killing anyone important. I'm trying to help the people that matter. When you say that about them, magical girls are meant to help people. What's the point of us existing if we don't treat everyone as worth saving? Nina lets out an exaggerated sigh, and I spot that flicker in her eyes again. This time it's accompanied by a strange darkness that spreads along her cheek before disappearing. That's what we're told we have to do. It doesn't mean we have to. Having the ability to put yourself in harm's way isn't like a mandate or whatever. But it's what we should do. No matter what, when we got that power, we knew there was nothing better to use it for than to help others. Tell that to Elle. My mouth snaps shut as a chill passes through me. Sherry takes a step back, her grip tightening. She was a kid, Kiki. I don't want any of us to live in a world where young girls have to suffer for the sake of everyone else. She slams her palm on the table, suddenly raising her voice. Do you remember how hard her family looked for her? How they never got closure? They still think she might be out there. Nina, stop. What happened to her was awful, and you know we know that. But the world we live in has never been kind to women. Not just our world, everyone's world. At least we're able to make a difference in the time we have. Oh, I get it. So Elle's death is just a drop in the bucket for you? Stop it. Just a statistic? An acceptable loss? A faded old memory? Stop it. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. You two moved on nice and quick after all. Got your little family settled down, left everything the four of us went through behind. Just left me to mourn our friend's sacrifice. Left me to think about her. Left me to still think about her every single day. I bet you would never remember her birthday if I wasn't here to remind you. Because you don't care. Oh, the cat jumped on my keyboard. Sorry. I can't see, sir. Thank you. Gotta guide this cat. Hold on. Come on, sir. There you go. There you go. There you go. Stop it! My scream cuts through Nina's wild-eyed rant, forcing her to step back and look at me with shock. I don't care how upset you are. How dare you say that about us? We were her friends, same as you. Moving forward with our lives doesn't mean we ever forget her. We're not the ones betraying her memory right now. You are. She looks back and forth between Sherry and me, finding the same anger on both of our faces. I'm sorry. I kind of lost my temper. Lost your temper? Is that supposed to be an excuse? I feel tears burning my cheeks as I look at Nina's pathetic expression. I can't tell if I should feel sick or feel pity. No, I have to go. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Weird. For a second before she vanishes, I can see the tears rolling down her cheeks, the same as me. As soon as she's gone, I let out a choked sob before the tears start flowing in earnest. Sherry drops the bat and wraps her arms around me, shedding tears of her own. What are we gonna do, Sherry? I don't know, baby. I'm sorry, but I promise we'll think of something. I want to believe her, but if this is really what Nina's become, would anything we do matter to her anymore? Oh my goodness! I'm gonna have to save. It is getting late. Save slot 4. Woo! Alright. I was thinking I might finish this game. I am wrong. There is more game to be held. And I have to get ready for bed. This is pretty solid. This is pretty damn solid. The trans stuff was something that was unexpected and very appreciated. That was nice to see. I'm interested to see what Nina's whole thing is, because, like, it feels like she made a deal with Malice. I assume maybe, like, she's past 30, or maybe, like, I don't know, maybe there's something that, like, there's other things she told us too, like, she was like, oh, there is that consume that talked to you, but you were probably just in shock, you don't remember it. And I was like, what? I don't think any consumes talked to us yet. So I'm curious if we might get a little more into that. But I guess we'll see. But I gotta go to bed for now. Just double check. There we go. Alright, now we're definitely all loaded. Yes, yes. Definitely all saved. Goodness gravy! Endings. Interesting. Maybe I'll check that out after I'm done. Yes. But yes, thanks everyone for hanging out. I appreciate you very much. As a reminder, I'm probably gonna be streaming this off stream, basically. So basically, I stream again on Saturday morning. I might go back to this, but I might do some demos, we'll see. But after Saturday morning, I actually have to take a bit of a stream break for a couple weeks because I'm looking after my dad, keeping him company. My mom's on a trip right now, so, or soon. Thanks, just call me Day. Appreciate it. I'm a little tired to raid out, so I think I'll probably just end here for now. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a good night. Have a rad rest of your week ahead. Goodbye. Thank you, Tay. I appreciate that. See you later.